us down. Raise funds for teachers, turn the day around. Bad weather, tough odds, still we put on. Stronger when united. Live free and home. Live free and home. Live free and home. Let the signals roar. From our lake shoreline to 1,000 more. Memories and friendship call across the band. Forever we'll remember. Live free and home. Live free and home. 24 hours strong. 24 hours strong. Through thunder, the lightning, the calling carried on. The calling carried on. From Greenfield to the world, you could hear us sound. Raise your voice together. Live free and home. Let's do it again next year. Should we?
This is what I live with.
You're welcome. Life wouldn't be the same without the grouch, which is why you invited me to be on the Live Free and Ham podcast to begin with.
Every day of my life, I regret that decision.
Awesome. Woo. Woo. I love that song, man. It invigorates me every time I hear it. And man, when I was editing that video, my wife was getting tired of, me cranking the volume every time I was editing. So hello, guys. Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Looks like we've got a fervor of folks in their chat, and we got a whole bunch of wonderful guys and gals and folks and hanging out here tonight. Welcome to the Live Free and Ham 24-hour POTA recap. Whew, yeah, we're all dried out. We're back to normal, and we're ready to kind of just get more liquored up, I guess. Start it all over again. So yeah, guys, welcome for hanging. Yeah, welcome, and thanks for hanging out as always. Hopefully everybody is enjoying that. And if you're coming in late and you want to do a quick recap, I so eloquently posted this up on our YouTube channel there, so you can go check that out, watch on the replay there. So if you definitely want to add that to your watch list, that'd be awesome. But otherwise, we got a ton of stuff to talk about tonight. I mean, we got things like, let me see, TI donation. We've got what I'm deeming N3FJP gate. We're going to get into, a whole bunch of some great stories. I'm sure all these guys have come prepared to talk and share some of their great memories. And we're going to get in some of the good, the bad, the ugly. And I've got some really good, news to share, with our donations and some of the goals that I think, Paul, I, and Todd had set out to achieve for the weekend. And I think we did it pretty successfully. So, with that, how is everybody doing? I guess, we'll throw it out to you guys.
Not everyone at once.
All right, so go ahead.
In no particular order. Everybody just talk over each other,
Yes,
or don't
exactly.
talk at all.
It's a full highway. We're all cramming into 2 lanes here. So, all right, go ahead, Grouch. You'll start it off.
All right. Well, first of all, I got to say a huge thank you to everybody that took part in the event, whether you were there in person or whether you were there online. It was a ton of fun, even though I missed out on a lot of the face-to-face interactions because I was running giveaways and things. It was still really cool to interact with everybody in the chat. I think the Live Free and Ham podcast got a whole bunch of new fans, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where I want to start. It's just by saying thank you to everybody.
Yeah. And we have to thank you, Grouch, because even though we didn't see much of you, like, there was a whole chunk of this, whole live stream and all the stuff that went on that we were like, is it still running? Are we still, is it still going? Like, I don't think any of us really well, that was the other question, is like, where's Paul? We're gonna have to, make another t-shirt for, him specifically. Where's Paul? Oh, he's busy doing the live stream. So, cool. Well, yeah, good place to start. And so throw it over to you, Tortoise. How are you doing, buddy? What's been going on? And
well, I pulled everything out to dry everything off on Sunday morning. I pulled all the canvas out because it was sopping wet, and it dried, and thusly it rained.
Again,
my canvas, yeah, I was not too. So it sat outside for another 2 days, and let it
that
dry
little
out.
label on the inside says like the shampoo bottle, rinse, lather, repeat. So
Yeah. I swept all the dirt off. Yeah, Lake Pontchartrain. It was bad, and still sweeping dirt out. I just left the tables and everything inside the camper, and I said, you know what, I'll deal with that before I go up to Nearfest. So I'll sweep everything out and get it all straightened out. Adam's coming to Nearfest, and I think one of our other buddies, Tim, is coming to Nearfest. So it's going to be a party on the hill. We've already got our plans set up, so we'll figure out the camping situation when we get there. But
nice.
yeah, it's been a nice week of work and just trying to keep it together until Nearfest.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out now at this point. Yeah, almost.
3rd and 4th October.
Yeah, coming up quick. Cool. All right. Well, we're looking forward to that for sure. But yeah, outside of that, glad you were able to put it through another rinse cycle. Maybe we'll see where it goes from there, whether it survives. So awesome. Well, over to you, Matt. What's been going on with you, buddy? Are you back in home grounds, and how's things there? Back to normal almost?
Oh yeah, pretty much. I still got the sand in the car. Speaking of what Tortoise was saying, I got to clean that out for the next trip. But that was a blast. I'm glad I went. And on the way back, I even saw Mike on the side of the road doing some parks on the air and had to pop an illegal U-turn and say hello. So I drove right next to him and just stared at him while he was looking straight on the radio. And I'm like, I'm going to stalk you for a little bit there, Mike.
Nice.
So I had to interrupt his Parks on the Air activation, and we got a little 2 meter, 70 centimeter contacts in. And but someone was like, obviously he was spotted, so they're like, hey, there's a park to park, or I'm looking for N2MAK. So we had to jump back in action, and then I got out of Vermont. But no, I had a blast. I can't wait to go to Nearfest. And you guys inspired me. I actually booked a campsite not too far from me, actually about an hour north, and for the Pennsylvania QSO party. So I'm going to be camping out. And then the park ranger sent me an email saying, hey, you booked when there is extremely high bear activity because it's October and they're all crunching down. And I'm like, awesome, bring in some bear steaks. They're going to be there. So that's pretty much it. I'll pass it on to the next guy.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, over to you, Chris. How's things with you, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Bricker.
Crisis. All right. So, everything's going great. Just back to the grind. It was nice to get away for the weekend, and New Hampshire's beautiful. Vermont's beautiful. New York. Can I forget New York? No.
I don't know. Can you?
Uh-oh, Mike.
So long.
Sorry, Mike.
Sorry, Mike. But no, it was great coming out and just hanging out with everyone, and just all about the eyeball QSOs.
Sweet. Yeah, it was good to see you, man. And I mean, you probably, I think out of all of us did the, second longest. I know Bob is the one that hightailed it all the way from Missouri there. And I think he's somewhere in the chat. I did see him earlier.
Yeah,
good to,
but in all fairness, Bob flew and Chris drove all night long.
Very much so.
All night long.
Becoming a habit. I also did that for Huntsville as well, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Negative 3 stars. Thank you. Awesome. Well, it's definitely good to see you, man. It's always one of those things that, you see people on the internet or, in YouTube chats and stuff like that, but you never really get a chance to do name to a face and do an eyeball Q. So it was good to finally say hello. And it was a blast having you. So with that, over to, Mr. Satellite over there, N2MAK. How's it going, Mike?
It's all good. I am so glad I was able to fit this in because, and I mentioned it to you guys in the summer. I was like, oh man, this is an anniversary weekend. My anniversary was like the Monday right after it. So it's, the weekend right before the anniversary. I'm like, I don't know. And for those who have kids, like that was the first weekend after back to school. And so much revolves around the back to school calendar. And different states go back at different times, but anyone who's ever sent the kids back to school knows there's just so much that starts happening then. And whether it's sports, activities, this, that. And, it's just, since I came back, actually, since I went out there, it's just been knucking futz. It's totally been worth it. I'm so glad I went. I had an absolute blast. I know we'll be talking about that later, but it's just been crazy, like between work and family stuff and this and even some ham radio stuff, because I just had the VHF contest this past weekend, installed a radio in my car this morning, just so much stuff going on. It's been crazy, but it's like worth it. It's just kind of like you know how you're just kicking the can down the road, like if I can just get through this week, if I can just get through today, get through it's I'm already thinking if I can just get through October. We're not even there yet. So that's how it's been, but it's all good. Like I can't complain, man. I had an absolute blast. And like Paul said, thank you to everyone that participated and that made this happen. I know that you guys did so much on the front end with the planning and stuff, but there's even still stuff that's happening now, and Discord's been blowing up, and it's great. So thank you all.
Totally awesome to see the community just totally explode. We had, in trying to organize this, we had a small little chat going on, and it just, once again, unraveled fast, and everyone's just like constantly using that as a private. I'm like, dude, just get out. So, like, spread yourself out in the rest of the Discord. Everybody else wants to hear this stuff. So it was good, but it's really cool. As Mike in that private chat constantly, kept not Mike N2MAK, Tortoise, I should just say Tortoise. Kept posting lovey-dovey photos, and I share the sentiment, dude. Like it's just really good to just like have a bunch of great friends, guys, girls that are all just like into ham radio and all into doing the same stuff that I do, and all the better just to be able to like do it at a camp out. I mean, away from everything. So cool. All right. Well, we're going to get into more of that for sure. And I just gifted a whole bunch of memberships for my channel. So I just want to do a quick reach out to that. Mike Smith, Ham Radio Tectonics, good to see you there. POTA Power's got one for me. Good to see those guys.
They always get
Ham.
one.
I know. Well, I'm the same way too, Mike. Every time, I literally can't get off of Grouch's channel and start paying monthly because right as I come to the end, I just recycle back through again. So it's just my luck, I guess. So and James K4 Truck there. Cool. Well, thank you guys and welcome to the channel. But to shift gears back, over to you, Chris. How are you guys doing? You and Parker, came all the way up from the Cape. My parents, section of the country, but good to have you guys on. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. We finally dried out. It took a couple days for my boots to actually fully dry out. But tent's good, so we're looking at Nearfest in the near future to get up there. And, it was really fun. Had a blast hanging out with you guys. So it was just great meeting everybody. And I'm actually thinking about doing a 24-hour down here. So trying to put something.
You count me in, man.
I'll be there, Chris.
I'll definitely head down that way for sure. Mass is only 2 hours away from me. No problem.
Yeah. So we're trying to do something down here, and it'll probably be in the springtime.
Okay. Yeah. Sign me up.
All right. Cool. But definitely had a blast. Just watching everybody do everything, and then the rain happened. But
Wouldn't be New England without it, right?
Right, exactly.
As dry as it's been, it figured we'd go, and then there's what 4 or 5 tornadoes in Middle Mass.
Yeah.
As
Yep.
long as they weren't by us, that was my
Yeah,
biggest thing.
thank
It was
God.
like all you guys are like watching your apps, and Bob is like, hey, dude, there's like 5 tornado warnings in the area. I think we should I'm like, Bob, I don't want to hear it. Like until it becomes an issue, I can't deal with it right now. But I appreciate you looking at the radar.
But that's Bob, and he lives in Missouri, so
He does. He knows those
Yeah,
well.
it's a little different out there.
yeah, it's way different out there.
Well, how about you, Parker? Good to see you on the stream here tonight, and thank you for hanging out with us old guys here. Appreciate bringing up the level, but I'm sure we didn't bore you because I know Grouch kept you busy with fishing and a whole shit ton of other stuff. So it was really cool. But how you doing?
I'm doing perfectly fine. Starting school again, so now just trying to swap everything back to that. But I did really have a fun time when we did go up for the 24-hour, and we're still charging those batteries that we used. 2 big ones.
Wow.
They completely were drained.
Wow.
Yeah, it took 4 days to fully charge 1 battery. That's how bad we drained that one.
Wow.
Ooh.
You brought it down to nothing.
That was crazy.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, I think we actually, the one I borrowed from Ryan was similar to that same way. It was like I knew Ryan said he fully charged it, but I think when we got to a certain point, we were just, it was done, and we ended up swapping that thing out. And I haven't talked to Ryan if he's, recharged that yet. So cool. Well, good to see you there in the chat there. And Izzo, we definitely see you there. So good. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. So, yeah, I mean, obviously we got a bunch of stuff that we want to kind of dive into, but I guess, I'll throw the question out to you guys, and, someone can chime in to figure out who wants to go first. We don't have to go in the order I did, but, what was like your kind of favorite memory out of so far, of the whole entire weekend?
All right, I got this.
Good.
First, thank you to Tortoise for the 5 gifted memberships. Whiskey Zero Uniform Quebec Juliet. Kelly got one. Renee 6 got one. Bob Koff got one. And George, KC1 TQF, got one. My favorite part of the whole fucking thing was catching the fish.
Yes.
And I caught you catching the fish.
Dude, it was such fortuitous timing that it was literally my 3rd cast, and I hooked into this 2-pound bass, and there comes the cameras.
Paparazzi, man.
Well, now you have a truthful story. It's not like you can say you bought this 2-pound, caught this 2-pound bass, and we don't have any photos whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. All right. Fishing. I don't see the correlation to ham radio, but that works. It's all good.
When you can't play ham radio because of the rain, just go stand in the water and toss a line in.
Yeah, guaranteed, man. And
While there's lightning.
An antenna line too. do QRP from the shore. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, anybody else got anything you want to throw in?
Yeah, I gotta talk about the antenna for 160 meters, because that was just not just was that fun, but that kind of saved the day with some of the operations and stuff. And I brought it up in Discord. Yeah,
Without a doubt, that saved the day.
Oh, phenomenally saved the day.
Joe, in Discord, just me being me and, leave no band behind. I was like, all right, we got to do 160 meters, especially for operating overnight. We got to give some of those low bands a shot. And Matt and I and some others were talking about, just throwing up a dipole or a random wire and some different things. And I think we kind of settled, especially when I just said, I'll bring stuff. I'll bring wire, I'll bring tools. We're going to build this thing in the field, which we did, but we'll see the layout when we get there. And I think we all kind of agreed the best way was just to do like a sloper random wire. And, being lazy, I had 119, 20 feet of, wire left of this B and Tech Go wire, and I'm like, let's see if we can just use this. And so We crimp on terminals, hook it up to or the Reliance 9-to-1, throw it up in the tree, and it's up there a good 40 feet or so. Nice sloper, not in the way. And where it came down to the feed point, it was going to be optimal for running coax to the station. So it's like, this is going to work. And we got the G90, and G90 wouldn't even tune this thing. And we're like, what the heck? So I kind of was like, all right, maybe it's just a little too short, or so I opened up a brand new reel. And this is like, I wanted to try to get rid of the Bianteco wire, but I had a brand new reel of 100 meters of soda beams wire. So I'm like, fine, I'll open up the taking the plastic off. And so we had done the maths before, and we were like, all right, 148 feet is a good length. And it'll be just over a quarter wave. And so we measure it out. I had the measuring tape. This is like as easy it is just to cut wire and crimp on a terminal. It's a lot of wire. Like we needed a ton of space. And so we get it, we throw it up, and then like, screw it, let's use the 100 and something feet of wire as a counterpoise. Like, this is like, the counterpoise your wife told you not to worry about. It's 120 feet long. It's crazy, right? And the G90 still won't tune the thing. And we're like, what's going on? And Matt's like, maybe it's the coax. I bought it from the Handfest. The guy told me the coax was still good. And I'm like, what? We switch out the coax, and sure enough, boom. And not only did the G90 tune it, but the Yaesu FTDX10s, both of them tuned it with the internal tuner, no external tuner necessary on every single band from 6 to 160. And and that antenna came in really, really handy, especially after there was some damage to the buddy hex and stuff. But to just to as I always like to say, RF around and find out, to do that in the field, not just build a 160 meter antenna, but do it in the freaking field in those conditions. It worked out well. And I had to say my goodbyes, because as I was leaving, that antenna was still in use, and it was just great to see. So that was my favorite part. It was just messing around and then just being absolutely surprised at the results.
Yeah. Great antenna, man. Although I have one gripe and one complaint. Kite winders. Freaking kite winders. Put the damn wire on kite winders, because I don't know who wound it and stuck it in my truck and said to me, get this to ISDO. I know it wasn't you, Mike, because you had gone already.
We were gone.
I literally had the proverbial Christmas lights when I brought it in. It was like, the soda beams wire and everything was just like this big rat's nest of wire. And I was like, oh, I got to sit here and untangle this in order to be able to get it back to ISO, because you guys are like, oh, get it to ISO. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And so long story short, I spent literally 45 minutes untangling. Although I have to give credit, the soda beams wire, that is slick as snot, my friend. That did not kink up. That did not hang up. I was just like, stretch it all out. All good.
And true story from today. The soda beams wire. It's Wednesday, so I'm up early to get my first son on the bus at 5:30, and it's like, all right, WinLink Wednesday. I got my 30 meter end fed with the Reliance 56-to-1 and soda beams wire, and I got that strung up from the deck to the fence. And at 6 a.m, 30 meters was not my friend. I tried forever, could not get through on WinLink. Made an FT8 contact just to make sure things are working, and then just started to pack up. But I had not had coffee. So I get a text from my wife at in the afternoon, like, did you mean to leave the wire up in the backyard for the antenna? I was like, oh no, I totally forgot. It was early. It was dark. I forgot. She goes, okay, well, Jake got clotheslined by it. And I was like, what? So my youngest was riding my youngest likes to ride around on his electric scooter in the backyard and chase after the dogs. And he clotheslined it.
Did you get that on video, security cam?
No, I wasn't there. And I was like, and she's like, don't worry, he's okay. And I was like, okay. The wire's still up? And she's like, yeah. And I took it down when I got home from work. And I mean, I was like, this is good wire. I like the B&Tech Go stuff. The silicone stuff's nice, but like the soda beams is
Oh,
nice too. So it gets points for the strength. Definitely.
Yep. So Izzo, your antenna is safely wound over in the corner, ready to go. And when you reach out to me in October to say, "Hey, come down," I'll bring it with me, and you'll be good to go. And you can deal with the long wire yourself and figure out how to wrap that thing. Shannon, how you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
welcome.
everybody. How
Hello,
are we all
Shannon.
this evening?
Oh, we're peachy, wonderful, excellent.
I
All
see
the above.
Shannon, other Shannon, in the chat, and I'm wearing my Hillbilly Hams shirt that I won from the giveaway at the 24-hour POTA Campout.
Nice.
Thought that would be appropriate attire.
That is sweet. That is sweet. Nice. Very cool. Well, welcome, and we'll kick it off with you, right? I mean, obviously we've already gone around once, but how you doing? What's going on? And we're just kind of talking about kind of one of our favorite memories, or things we have recall from the 24-hour POTA that was impressioning.
Well, I mean, I'm sure nobody mentioned the torrential downpour and
Oh, no, we didn't
storm
mention it.
and
Nope.
2
Nobody
feet.
mentioned it.
2 feet. That was a bit of an exaggeration. 2 inches of water.
It might as well have been.
Lake Pontchartrain.
Yes. in the bottom of Mike's tent there.
Well,
What? There was a storm?
Grouch, exactly. Grouchy was in there for the full,
I know.
giveaway. Never came out during the rain.
That's why the RV was
People,
rocking.
people were just like opening my door and throwing shit in on the couch, and I was like, "Yeah, okay."
You guys
As
come with the
the
24-hour
tarp
boat.
Flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big thing was the awnings, right? Because both Eric and I had our awnings out on the RVs, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, look at that wind."
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I got back, I was like, Todd's like, "Oh, I hit the button for the awning, but I think I also hit the button for the slide out." So the slide out was already like compressed inside the trailer, and I'm like, "What?" That explains like when I'm walking, I'm like tripping over things when I go in there, and I'm just like, "Why is this like this?" And then Todd's like, "Oh yeah, I hit the wrong button. I forgot to fix it." I'm like, "Okay, great."
Yeah, I had to close the awning because Todd couldn't figure it out.
That's not surprising. Which, hey, all in all, it was all good. I mean, I even had to spend like, a crash course trying to figure out which buttons do what. So it's all good. Which was
Remember
good when you
back
read
in
the
the
trailer.
day when you had to crank an awning?
No.
No.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Wait, Shannon, they're not old enough.
Oh, okay.
Oh, kiss my ass. I'm old enough to know it's a crank. I just never did it. So cool. All right. Well, so anybody else got a good fond memory outside of rain?
Yeah.
Well, do you care to share?
Oh, seeing as how Shannon's here,
Okay.
we employed Miles to become the water evacuation crew.
Trench digger.
I had a
was
shovel
digging.
in my truck, and I said, "Hey, you want to do something?" And he's like, "Sure." And I said, "Well, here's a shovel. Go dig a trench, drain the water out." he was out there digging. I swear to God, in the rain for 3 hours.
Well, we
And then-
know that, we're not going to ever park where Mike parked to set up our tents. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, that would see. But if I parked out in the grass where I wanted to park, I wouldn't have had no problems.
Oh, I don't know. It was pretty wet out there too. By the
Oh, it was
antenna.
soggy.
Yeah, it was a
It
little
was.
soggy.
I
But
mean,
at least it would have been grass and not mud and dirt and everything else. But
Yeah, I'm just glad that me and Matt actually moved our tents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
oh,
God.
yeah.
It definitely
We're going to be right in that hole.
a marsh.
Oh, yeah.
oh my
The
gosh.
soggy
Yeah.
swamp.
Yeah, it's funny. The ranger warned me of that, but then he was like, we probably won't see much rain this weekend. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, it gets really wet fast. And I'm like how wet? He's like, well, it was flooded back in April all over this place. So, if that gives you any indication, then, you probably want to find the high points. And I'm just like, everyone will be fine. And, of course, everybody parked on the high points instead of putting their tents on the high points. So, yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah. Meanwhile, people's wells are drying up in New Hampshire, and they're in like a drought condition. The one weekend it rained was the weekend of the POTA Campout.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Oh my
Never
gosh.
fails, right?
Well, as I was telling Paul and Todd, I'm like, for 4 years in our club field days, we've had like the old guys constantly go, we're going to get rain eventually. And lo and behold, once they started to say that, like every year after that, sequentially, we've gotten rain. And so we've prepared and we've known like what to bring. And, Paul's field day box had literally everything in it except for, maybe one or two
Rain
things
gear?
that we probably need. Yeah, rain. Well, no, we had a couple of tarps and stuff.
Yeah, I could have used with a couple extra rain flies, but Matt came to the rescue, and I've still got his extra rain fly.
Nice. For next
That's
year.
actually a good question. How much stuff does people have that is somebody else's stuff? And should we just basically create a list now so we can figure out how to make appropriate swaps when we do meet up?
Oh, my wooden serving spoons are gone.
Oh
no.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Wooden serving spoons. I'll tell you where the wooden serving spoons went. We were trying to do the barbecue, and Mr. Eric went, I know where there's some spoons. Right up into your trailer and got some wooden serving spoons.
Those weren't out of his trailer. Those were out of the rental.
No, not the wooden ones.
Yeah, I pulled wooden ones out.
Oh no!
Oh, so did you put my wooden ones in your rental?
Somebody, I think Bob cleaned them, and so they were just sitting on the table, and in my half, so they're in somebody's trailer. So let me know what you need for wooden spoons. I'll get you some. Because I dropped the trailer off, and to the owner, I was like, dude, there's extra garbage bags, there's extra plates, there's extra napkins, there's all that crap. I don't want it. You can keep it. And he's like, oh, thank you. So yeah, he's probably gonna be like, why do I have like 18 wooden spoons?
Grouch. You know what? You know what we got to do? We should see if we can get Shane, this side of the radio, Shane from Clubhouse, to put the Grouch logo or call sign on some wooden spoons with this laser type thingy.
Yeah.
Well,
and then it won't happen again.
Yeah, it will. They'll be like, why is this monogram with a weird letter, the number, and 3 letters?
And one OG. Yeah.
It's such an
That
odd
explains
name.
where your spoons went, Paul.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well,
let me
problem.
Oh no.
Mystery solved.
We figured it out. Yep.
All right. Well, anybody else got an interesting memory or something that they want to throw out there? Who done it? Yeah, who took it exactly?
Who took it?
And we have a yellow coax somewhere, hanging out.
Yeah, I ended up with an extra live free and ham glass,
which we identified as Chris Brickers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I already have one, and I was like, so speaking of,
they aren't monogrammed, so you can claim it. It's probably mine. I know I had taken a couple out, and I have to send to you guys all because I'm a moron. In all of the stuff that we did the entire weekend, I had a box with all of the stuff that I was just going to give away to people, and so I know a few of you guys got them, but those that were at the camp out, I got a bunch of stickers. So they're the 24-hour POTA stickers. So if you haven't got one, let me know, and I'll send you a bunch because. Yeah,
bring them to Nearfest, man. Bring them to
Yeah,
Nearfest.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Okay, I
one or two
definitely
of those.
will, and we'll pass them around if or for Chris or Mike and do MK. I'll send them your way if you didn't get any.
I'll probably see Mike before the rest of you guys.
Okay, I'll send them to Mike. And
He's
Mike
a little
can send them to
closer. He's like,
you. He is.
I will be. I just found out today. I will be in Albany in the beginning of October briefly, and I gotta coordinate some plans. But I might be able to maybe meet up, or if anyone wants to make the trip to Massachusetts or Connecticut or something nearby. I gotta look, and stuff. But yeah,
Sounds like a plan. So
I'll be halfway there.
So we'll meet up in Vermont.
I got Vermont done. I got to turn Massachusetts and Connecticut green. So
Well,
all he has to do is drive across. What is it? The pass there on Route 7 coming over into North Adams, and he can activate both New York and Massachusetts just by rolling over it.
Is that park that's like 5 parks in one that spans the whole entire Mass into
some weird thing.
Yeah, Izzy was talking about that. Yeah, it's a Mass thing. We all Mass whole thing.
Thing. Yeah. No idea.
So, sorry, Chris. The people in the Cape, very much, separate themselves from Massachusetts a lot, I think.
Yeah, but just remember, I'm from New Hampshire originally, all right?
Oh, well, okay, so then you're good.
Hey, Chris, where does the Cape start?
Cape starts when you pass over the bridge.
There you go.
Yep, that's for sure. Once you go over the bridge, you're done. It's a whole new world. So yeah, from memory for me, I'll throw one out there. Like I have to say, minus me running around, like picking up barbecue and going to the, our club event on Saturday, which I, learned I will never coordinate. Like we're going to have to move our event to another weekend just so I'm not like running around like a crazy man doing something for the club and doing something for, Live Free and Ham, because that's the one thing I think I missed out on was like just hanging out and doing some, activities and just saying hello to people. I think I did like, the typical hugs, like, hey, good to see you. And then I'm off to like doing the next thing. So I was like, I really wish I spent a little more time doing some of that stuff. Just like Grouch. So, I guess, my memory would have to be just Friday night. I think like once we I don't know what, like we were thinking, like Bob and I went shopping earlier on Thursday and we must have shopped when we were super hungry because we bought way too many freaking steaks. And like, I don't know what it was. Like Bob spent probably close to like, $200-300 alone on his cart. And I don't know what I put in his cart, but he kind of went off to a different, register and I did mine. And then when we unloaded on Friday night, I was like, wow, we got like 8 or 10 steaks. And then Todd brought like steak tips. And then we had all the, fixins and everything else like that. So we were all eating well. But yeah, I think, I guess my one takeaway is I'm glad I sucked down a lot more of those, little bottles of,
Corona?
Yeah,
the baby Coronas?
Yeah, the baby Coronas. Yes, the female version. I think you guys are commenting that the female versions of Corona. No slant against you, Shannon. But I was trying to like not have a hangover Saturday morning going and doing everything else. So I was kind of pre-planning for that. But like my memory, like just, hanging out, having fun, watching Grouch just kind of go off the handle as always. It was fun. It was really cool to see. And,
I might have lost my shit for a little bit.
Dude, it was fine. You calmed down, you checked back in. And it was just like, for those that don't know the Grouch and, he kind of goes off of those spins every once in a while on a tangent.
Dude, it was like, TV.
It was well worth it. Hopefully those on the live stream got a little kick out of it for sure. I mean, you can go back to replay and check that out. But yeah, it was fun. Like, dude, I like watching Mike constantly jumping up every 5-10 minutes going, where's SO50? SO51's coming up next. And then they'd sprint out to the tent and then they all come back and like, we almost had it and the battery died. Like, Mike, I'm sending you a new battery. That's all I'm going to say.
They're charged up now. It was a fluke. I can't remember why I decided to look. Because when I was at Hamvention, I went to Batteries America and they looked it up and they're like, nope, this battery's out of production. I mean, the radios were discontinued a while ago. And these are it's a Linko DJ G7. And it's a full duplex full duplex tri-band HT. And I've never had issues with it in contest, but these are older batteries for sure. And it just, as soon as I start transmitting, like after a few seconds, it just die out. And
do the batteries say NIC?
Well, I looked and they have them in stock right now at DX Engineering and Ham Radio Outlet. They're dead stock. And I bought 2 and I charged them up last night. So they're on the charging cradles, fully charged right now. So I'll be back at it. But if anything, hey, that was a good learning experience. Yeah, I thought I might. I know that there's been some issues, or people have said that sometimes there's like a phantom drain, current drain, with some of the Alinco HTs, and so I generally keep it disconnected, the battery unplugged when I do it, or I'm not using them. But
Are
I
they
figured,
NiCad
they just weren't
batteries or
charged up.
lithium?
But
Are they,
learning experience.
are they NiCads or lithiums, Mike?
They're lithiums.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bummer because I know Todd like constantly was like following
Yeah.
you out there, and you were like,
Yep.
"We almost got one," and then we almost like made a contact, and then like the battery goes south.
It
and
was the
like-
clearest. It was the clearest audio we heard on that for the satellite.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the last pass on the night on Saturday when Mike and I went out, like it was so crystal clear, and he goes to key up and nothing.
No.
Damn it!
Dead.
Yeah, we had K Booty on over Sunday. Mike, you were on the live chat for an episode, and we were sharing that, and he was just like, he's like, dude, it's like those satellites are really, really good, or they're just like really, really horizontal, like the low pass, range. It's really tough, But yeah, it was like, well, if he had a good battery, I think he probably would have nailed it. It would have been like the win.
I'll get one eventually. It's one of the goals. It's I think the last goal I got to check the box on this year and stuff. But I'll get back out there in the next week or so when things calm down. And now that I got the new batteries. So.
Well, dude, I give you credit, man, because I only went as far as bringing my Arrow antennas with me, and guess where they stayed? In the trailer. Like I didn't even take them out. So like, I give you credit, man. Way far ahead in the curve of getting some satellite contacts. It's
And Paul saw, we have it on video, when the first night before we started the camp out officially, I was throwing out my call when I tried.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to, and if I would have made a satellite QSO, it would have been with the Live Free and Ham club call. I was going to use, and just that would have been, I think, hilarious, but also that would have been really cool for the first contact to be made with. And I told Paul, I'm like, if they come back, I'm throwing out my call right after too. But
man.
I don't know that there's many people out there that be willing to try, using a club call to make their first satellite QSO. But it was fun. Give it a shot.
Hey, you set the bar high, and if it's just our club call and you fail, no loss. So, all right. Well, a bunch of people in the chat. I'm trying to stay ahead of the flow there, so it's good to see everybody chit chatting and whatnot. But anybody else got a good memory? What? Oh, talking to your dog again?
Yeah, the 2.5 pound terrorist is in heat, and I got both boys like this underneath the couch.
Oh God.
We don't need video of that.
I was actually keep your camera on you.
Man, she's sitting there growling at him. I'm like, just knock it off and go lay down.
This is not the animal
And
channel.
tonight, David Attenborough is going to narrate the fornication of dogs.
Nice, Mike.
Dogs and
Wah, wah, wah.
all right. Well, anybody else got a fond memory before we kind of dive into some of the other stuff? And I wanted to share with folks, as I'm sure they're super.
How about Todd, since he's the
Todd joined us.
last one to join?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
you're good.
We can hear you today.
All right.
Sweet.
So I don't know. I think the thing that was when the storm came, I mean, it was just freaking all out chaos. Radios were being ripped out of the wires were being ripped out. Tents were blowing over.
What
Water
storm?
was, yeah. Yeah.
We already established no rain.
Yeah. So that was that was a good memory. Well, I'd say it was a bad memory, but one that won't be forgotten.
Who put the baggie over the camper camera?
I did.
Oh, Paul.
Yeah,
Okay.
it had to be Grouch.
Yeah, because all of a sudden there was the wet baggie over the live stream.
Camera condom.
Well, it was funny because he put a bag over it earlier in the day, and then the heavy wind came by on Friday, and Todd's tent wasn't staked down, and after we had just, it was so hilarious because Friday, Paul and I were like, oh, we can finally relax. We got everything set up. We set the outer fly on the, the radio tent, and then all of a sudden this big whipping wind comes. Before that actually happened, all of a sudden, like the little Ziploc bag that he put on top of the camera, which is on top of the trailer, flew off into the grass. I'm like, why are we seeing like that? And then all of a sudden I look behind me, and Todd's tent literally, like, I don't know, gust of wind picked it up, threw it at the, station tent, and knocked everything over we just put up.
So, all right. So when I got home, the first sunny day, I took it, I reopened it because it was wet, aired it out, and I inspected it. Well, what I inspected is not only is there like outside pegs, the strings, but there's also inside pegs to peg it down. So I'm like,
neither were done.
Right. So now I'm like, all right, I need 7 little, like the metal ones. I need 7 of the plastic tent stakes. And then I need one of the strings was missing. So I need 6, but I'm going to get 7 real strings, not the cheap shit they put on like power cord with those tighteners. So next year, that thing ain't moving, unless, well, if it moves, it's going to rip apart.
Get yourself some 550 cord, man.
That's what I mean.
550 cord works for everything.
Right. Well, that's what I'm talking, because the shit that I had was like, I'm like, this. First of all, one of them was missing, like it wasn't even connected to the tent, and then I'm like, well, this shit is like, it's like junk. I'm like, a good gust of wind will probably just rip it. So I'm
That's what it did.
yeah. So I'm repurposing and remodifying that tent, and I also looked for more panels for it, and for some reason they don't make the gray color, so I'm gonna have 3 gray and I think 2 brown.
Patchwork.
Like, I don't really give a shit, but when it rains, we want to have some. Because if you have those screens up and it starts pouring like that and the winds are blowing, you're gonna get soaked anyway. I mean, I walked into that tent and like every chair was sopping wet. There was like puddles on them. Like, how could this even happen?
I dried one of them out with my butt.
Yeah.
A little cold and damp.
Yeah, I for what it's worth, I think I was going back and remember how, Paul, you and I put our cameras out on time lapse over and over again while they're sitting on the field. My camera died literally before the tent started to do the whole entire pickup of the wind. And I was like, damn it, that would have been a perfect opportunity for it to be able to pick it up. And I was like, of course, that's the one time the battery dies. So
I'll have to check my footage because I might have got it.
You might have. I think there's a part in there where you walk across the field of view, and it's, you're obviously off doing whatever on the right hand side, which is your camera. So yeah, curious to see if you picked it up.
Yeah, well, so my camera kept blowing over in the wind, and so I took my tool bag and I put my tool bag on the little stand, so that it wouldn't blow over.
Yeah. Well, next year, everything I'm going to be bringing tons of power cord and tons of rope tighteners, and I'm going to make sure everything is like tied down, that nothing's coming off. Even if you freaking pull one off, it's going to have another one backing it up.
Metal tent stakes everywhere.
Yeah. It's going to be like Fort Knox. We won't be able to take it down. We're like, dude, it's just got to stay up here till next year. Stuff's like...
Todd, why do you have a 22 nail gauge nailer, putting the tent stakes in the ground? I want to sink them in permanently.
Hey, but I will say this. After the POTA Campout, whatever we want to call it, I've been really motivated, and I have done now 4 parks at the rail trail, and I just want to announce that I am now ahead of Eric.
Oh.
So...
Throw down the gauntlet there, man.
So I have
finally.
I have like, I think I don't know, I got like maybe 48 to go to get to 975. So I'll probably be working on that at lunchtime tomorrow. But today was tough. The bands were good, but there was no one on the air.
Stop. Have you uploaded your logs?
Yes.
You uploaded your logs? You are literally 5 contacts ahead of me. That's nothing.
Okay.
Come on.
I am
Hey,
number 1 activator.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile. Winning's winning.
No one remembers second place.
Yeah, they do. Wow. Dude, how long were you sitting on second place there, my friend?
Yeah.
If you're not first, you're last.
Rubbin's racing. Is that
So-
what we're going to?
So listen, did anyone work radio today? Did anyone do HF today except me?
Nope.
So the bands were great, except there was no one on the air. Like literally no one on the air. Like I waited and waited, and finally I was like, well, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna go hunt." And like hunting people was no problem because there's like 20 people on, and I could reach like 10 of them. But I don't know what the deal was. I'm like, where are all these people? My hammer alert on him has been going off like crazy. There you go.
Yep.
So how come you're not working me? I got a Connecticut today.
Yeah, well, it's probably ground wave.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting Ryan W1SNH. He comes in, and I've got on the weaker signals, I got the volume up, and like all of a sudden he comes in and like blows me off the out of the way. I'm like, holy crap.
Not the food. Hold it out.
Well,
but yeah, so Eric, we're getting it's getting there. I mean, I figured 1 or 2 more activations, and I'm gonna stop at 975. So I got to make sure I can activate the park. So I'm gonna have at least. If I get to like 965 and I gotta go, then I'm gonna stop, and then I'll come and do 10 more, and I'm gonna end at 975, and then you get to 975, and then we get rid of this sucker and kilo it.
Hey,
it's about time. It's only been 2 years.
With this, what you guys are talking about, what is it? The Ham Depot that Shannon invited me to. Well, it was either Shannon or Annie. I think it was Shannon. They have the Battle Royale.
Oh,
So-
for ham.
for
or
FT8.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
him radio
what if we did that for POTA? What if we
Battle-
had a bot for POTA?
What do you mean?
And so what's really cool about the FT8 is it gives you points and it gives you multipliers and all. It's kind of like a contest,
Yeah.
but it's just a server bot on that server that you just put a redirect for broadcasting your FTA contacts, and it just rolls it in. And at the end of the UTC day, it says, "Hey, this person's first, second, third, fourth." Why can't we do something like that for POTA? That'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Well, yeah, for FT8 it would be. Yeah, but
No,
like
sideband
like,
it would be
sideband
good.
would be a little tougher.
Figure out how to do it for POTA.
Well, as far as I know, good old guys over at World Radio League are working on that. So I'd done
For POTA or for FT8?
For POTA.
So just have the number one POTA activator for the day?
They're building in that gamification kind of thing. So I did a brew and activate on Sunday morning where we were talking about making gamification a real thing in POTA, and we're working on it. So
Hey, you should text me before you I always forget about that on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, I forgot Sunday too, mostly.
You gotta like send me a reminder or
Dude,
something.
you're not subscribed with notifications?
I was sleeping.
So just short of me going over and setting your alarm in your own bedroom and, getting you to wake you up as a, courtesy call, like I'm the concierge of your hotel day, tortoise. Sure.
You want listeners? Get on it.
Dude, I have plenty of listeners. And those that actually
that's
want to be,
Well, all I know is I get on the air and all of a sudden your listeners like bolt to the radio and be like, "We got to work Todd."
Yeah, fine, whatever. Because because they all know Todd's like he's a misnomer. He's like that little glitch in the system. Like he just randomly doesn't do POTA for like 7-8 months, and all of a sudden he appears.
Hey, I was doing a POTA on Sunday watching your live stream.
Yeah, exactly. What's your problem, Todd? Go on.
Because I totally forgot until Jabberjaws was like, "Oh, I just left Eric's, live stream." I'm like, "Oh shit, I could have been watching it while I was doing POTA."
Hell,
Yeah,
I was
whatever.
running a ham fest, man.
Yeah, I know. And he was still on my live stream. So Todd, all I have to say is, it hung up.
It's frozen.
Yeah, it froze up. Damn it. Screw it. All right, there we go.
You're a huge
There we
embarrassing
go.
failure.
OBS.
Yeah, I didn't work Shannon today. I was kind of disappointed because she was like it was almost like a guarantee, but
You don't get a multiplier for working them. You know that, right?
what?
You don't get a multiplier for working them. You just get one contact every time you make a contact with them.
No, I get one for her and one for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, but it's not a multiplier. You don't get like double the points for like working the hillbilly hams.
I think the hillbilly ham should be worth double points.
Yeah.
I
plus,
do too,
plus
because-
the other day they were at a double park, so I got 4.
Yeah, and I would agree
Listen.
with that, Paul. Go ahead, Jenny.
I think all YLs should be double points.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Yep.
It depends. Like maybe if they're hunters, not like activators, because like you already have a leg up. Your voice alone just like gives you 5 more dB in general.
No,
so
we
like,
disproved that, Eric.
no, we didn't.
CQ Singapore, November 3, Mike Foxtrot on CQ Singapore with N1JUR on CQ Singapore, over.
We made like 10 contacts after that, Mike. Where were you when we did that?
I need another beer.
I'm already on my second one.
Nice.
I'm telling you guys, this is my like downfall. Like anytime I find like weird things, when you guys record videos, I just kind of cough and cut the clip. It's sort of like, ammunition. But anyway, so let's get back to the topic here.
What was the topic again?
Yes. 24-hour POTA, my friends. So obviously we had a great weekend. Any other great memories you guys have before we kind of dive into some of the cool stuff?
Yeah, falling asleep at the radio, waiting for, I think, Chris to come relieve me. I'm like, and I literally like nodding off. I'm like, where is he? And then he's like, I'll be right back. I just got to go to the bathroom. Well, the bathroom's like a quarter of a mile away.
It is.
I'm pretty sure that Chris was so fucking tired that he didn't know what the hell he was saying.
Yeah, dude, that's a schedule we got to work better on, because like everyone was like gentleman's agreement. Chris was like, I'm gonna go to bed at 1. I'll work the 1 to 3 shift, and I'll go to bed now. And then like Tortoise was like, I'll work the 3 to 5 shift, and like Tortoise gets up at like 1, and I get up at 3.
No, I wasn't up at 1. I was up at 3. I set my alarm clock. I rolled out at 3.
Whatever it was, we were overlapping, so like we all showed up at the same time, and it was like we were all just standing around doing nothing, like except squeezing each other's butts. But like it was like, come on, guys, let's.
I've got a favorite one, and this I don't know if stings Paul or not. I'm gonna bring it up. Paul's sitting there working sideband. He's boom, 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 and nothing for like 10, 15 minutes. It went dry. I said, all right, dude, I'll sit down and take it. As soon as I sit down, there's a pileup.
Yep.
As soon as wait, it gets better. As soon as I sit down, there's a pileup. The first set of contacts, KG4 VET and KJ4 ULZ, both Vaughn and Julie, first ones, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be shitting me!" And I thanked them profusely. So the other day, Julie sent him a picture. He was wearing the Grouch Army T-shirt. She goes, "I got to make up for that. I'm sorry."
Well, it's funny you say that, because like I took the mic over from you, and Matt was sitting on the FT8 station, and I got to a point where Matt like kind of looked over me after a while. And he was like, because I was just like, CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. I was like singing song, like, because the bands were so bad, because whoever I took it from, like they dried up, like nobody was making contacts. And Matt's like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, I was like, dude, I'm just trying to like,
what did the Grouch slip you?
Pretty much. I'm like, I'm surprised he didn't record it. Surprised he didn't record it, but it was like, I was just singing songs.
When we started, when I was on the radio, it was like I couldn't hear crap, and then everyone decided to start having conversations, like literally, like right outside the tent, inside, and I could barely hear. Right, and then Paul goes, "Oh, here's some headphones," and Eric said, I said, should I bring my headphones? And he's like, no. We want everyone to hear it on the live stream. But it was so weak. I said, screw it. I'm using the headphones. I still couldn't hear anything. So then he's like, oh, it's got volume. So I still can't hear anything. And then what really, as I start hearing someone, Tim shows up, beep, 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 beep,
Morse
beep.
code.
And I'm like, can you put that on silent? I'm trying to make a contact here.
Yeah, Todd, you got into your zone. Like literally, I couldn't. Like I don't know what it was. Like literally, once 1 o'clock rolled around, and Paul's like, "We're in the live stream. It's going live," and he's like, he's gone. He disappeared. And Todd's like hunkered over the station, and he's just like doing his thing. I'm like, dude, like, where's the fire? Like this is just a normal. Like let's ease into it. Like no, Todd's like, we're gonna make contact. Damn it.
Hey, I made.
In the morning. Okay,
What's
it's
that?
4:30 in the morning. We're talking. We're like, what the hell? It says the live stream has ended 20 seconds ago. I'm like,
oh God. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Don't start it back up, dude.
Man,
but
my
and
wristwatch went
look
weird.
at and I enjoyed watching Shannon. Man, Shannon, you are a machine. Like you got on that thing. I wasn't expecting. You were like working those stations like there was no tomorrow. I'm like, look at her go. I was definitely impressed.
It's the YL power.
Well, it's the YL power, but she was managing and controlling that whole pile.
Oh God,
up.
yeah. It was like, sir, do not get out of line. I will get to you when I get to you.
I was
Sergeant
like,
Shannon.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was like,
T-shirt time. I see a T-shirt.
Yeah, Shannon was good. I was like, that's what I like to see. You know,
Wow.
taking control.
You know, I already
Sergeant
have,
Shannon of the Grouch Army.
Listen, get out of my head because I was just gonna say I already have the Grouch Army shirt, so maybe I need to start with the Grouch Army.
Yeah, although like, good.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and Adam, soon as we set up a tent, we had the table outside. My buddy Adam, 2.5 pounds.
Condom.
Adam's both of D's, right?
Yeah, both of these.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
Yes.
Yeah.
Adam, he's in the chat somewhere. He said he had the little, I can't even remember what it is. It's the little computer SDR, the fancy cook thing. I don't know. Anyway, so he had Chris there. He had like 5 and 6 people around him. He was like holding court, trying to figure out how to get this thing to work. And he jumped in on the HF on the sideband, and he gave it his best. It was the first time he sat down in front of a radio like that. I think.
And he's not a ham, right?
No, but
yet.
he is studying for his test, as far as I know.
Yeah, well, he was really good too. And then didn't he get the antenna? Man,
Yeah.
I'm like, you gave
That's because I threw it right at him almost.
you gave it to him. I'm like, he's not even a ham.
Todd's still bitter about that. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
About that.
No, he was pretty. He was no joke. And I think one of the things that I loved about the whole thing is like when Mike was doing the satellite stuff. I always heard about it, but I never actually did it. And then he let me. I said, "Can
I've never done
you?"
it.
Well, I know. Well, you were trying it, and then
I was trying.
And you're like, "Well, you can hold the."
Yet. I may do it. If this doesn't work out, probably I will do it. I would almost say definitely.
Anyway. So, the first one we go through, I'm holding the phone. He's showing me. I'm like, all right, I get this. It shows the angle, and I'm like, I'm hearing something. He's like, I think I heard something too. And then
I have the video of you guys. All of a sudden, it's dark, and all I hear is, "Oh, we're almost there. No, we're almost there. We're not right there. Whoa, I heard this one. Oh no, this one's gone." And like, "Oh, you're holding it wrong." It's like literally like you don't see you guys in the video because it's so dark.
Well, but when we got that second pass, and all of a sudden the guy came booming in, and you called out, and I was like, "Holy shit, we got it!" And then the radio goes black. I'm like, what happened? What happened? And you're like, the battery died. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yep, you lost Todd very quickly.
I was like, damn.
Oh man.
And then that was it, right? Nothing else. The rest of we tried it a couple more times.
Yeah.
Yep.
That guy though, I heard that guy. That guy was as clear as this live stream. I mean, it was dead on. I'm like, we've got this guy, and then it goes black.
I have to say, like, I did the morning shift with Chris, and I felt bad because, like, Chris, I don't know what your take is on it, but like 80 meters was like barely, like there was a net going on at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like, my God, do I have to hear another check into this net? And like spin the dial down and nothing, and back to the net. And we're like, at least we're hearing something. And like, I'm just like, we literally, I think FT8 like did all the heavy lifting for our entire weekend, because it was like, if it wasn't doing, if we weren't making it on sideband FT8, but like Chris is like, CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ POTA.
Yeah.
This is Whiskey One, live free and ham. Please help me. I'm dying here.
At about 5 o'clock, I forgot.
And if
what I
you
was
watch the
saying.
live stream, it was so cold. Like I had a blanket over my head on top of a hoodie, and like all you see is like this, like looks like
It was
I don't know,
not
a killer.
cold.
Oh, dude, it was 3 in the morning. It was cold.
It was
Yeah,
Chris is like, yeah, I'm in my like thick overalls, and I'm like, dude, I'm in a blanket and my sweatshirt, and I'm just like clicking WSJTXZ and leaving it on auto call because I'm like nothing on 20 meters. I'm like 20 meters is flat, like there's nothing coming in, and Chris is like CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. I'm like, it was
Everyone's
like
asleep.
Oh my gosh,
It was
it was tough.
It was like a light switch. Somebody just turned off all the bands.
As like, and Chris kind of went to bed like, I don't know, when did you? It was like 4 o'clock, I think. It's like
Nah, it was like 6.
Was it 6? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
I
the
texted
sun was
Parker.
coming up. I can't really, like, Parker came in, and Parker was like, I don't know, he must have like pounded down Jolt or licked a sugar salt lick or whatever. Yeah, he's like back on there, and he's like pounding away. I'm like falling asleep, and I'm constantly like leaning forward. And I was like, went back to watch the live stream, and I'm just like, man, I looked horrible. Like all you constantly see is this like head bobbing all the time because I'm not paying attention to the whole entire session of FT8. But yeah, it was.
I couldn't even remember my name at that point.
No,
One thing I wanted to mention, because I was up with Chris that the late shift, like around I was on FT8 like between like 1 and 3ish or so, and I think this is helpful for like anyone else who might want to try something like this.
Don't do it.
And this is where the random wire really came in handy, I think, because when you're doing FT8, like I kind of like was like, wait, leave no band behind. Like let me, like 40 meters was booming all night on FT8. But I was able to I'm like, all right, let me try 160. And I saw there's one station and I couldn't get them in the log. And then which blew my mind because they were 1 grid square away. But whatever. But they were on 80 meters at the same time, so I don't get it. But I worked them on 80 at least, and there was a handful of stations on 80, and I was able to work some of those, and then that dries up. It's like, okay, let's go to 60, or let's go to 30. Let's work some on 30. Let's go back to 40, and it was easy with a random wire to bounce around. And you can get into debates about efficiency and radiation patterns and blah 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 and all that nerdy
that thing
stuff.
Outperformed the hex.
But the simplicity of just when you're doing weak signal modes like that, you don't need to worry so much about having extra gain and all this. Like you just need to be able to get out there, and it worked well, and it was actually kind of fun when I realized like, oh, let me just bounce around and keep bouncing around and going from band to band and trying to see who I can work and who I can get and stuff, and so I think that was like, if I was to ever do. And I don't think I've ever operated in the middle of the night like that. But if I do, I'm going to make sure that I got a random wire that I can hop around at least between like 80 and 30 at minimum. Because like 20 was just dead for hours and stuff. And it just made it easy and fun.
Well, I think in the long haul, like in future thinking, the hex it suffered big time because I broke the stupid limb, and we won't get into why I did that. But long story short, even the repair didn't fully like get it back to, but the random wire, we were fighting over that freaking random wire because like Chris was like on the hex beam, and it's just like ASMR, like dead air, and I'm on like FT8 making contacts, and then I switch the wires, and I'm like flat. There's nothing in FT8. And Chris is like, oh, I got one contact. Oh, I got this one contact. It's like, yeah, it was. I think wires are the way to go next year for sure, 100%. But
I didn't even think about it. I had my end fed still up in the air.
Yeah,
just switched over to that.
Listen,
just pull
all I know is when Mike said, you want to try the random wire? And we're like, is the coax going to reach? And he's like,
Oh, yeah,
I
that
think
was
so.
hilarious.
And then he put that on and all the noise went away and I could hear people. I was like, holy shit, this thing's awesome. I'm like, and then they're like, hey, can we use the random? I'm like, hell no, you're not taking this off the radio. This is for sideman only.
Well,
I
I hate to say that, yes, the random wire had less noise, but I think that could possibly because it was receiving less signals. But I am 100% a random wire heathen.
Whoa. Those are some harsh words there, man.
Damn.
Now, I
more like playing pickup sticks with our butt cheeks than
I brought the Reliance antennas 80 meter through 10 end fed half wave that we could have thrown up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not needed a tuner at all.
Yeah.
We had Matt there who
I
makes
know.
Reliance antennas. It's not like
And then we had
we had all the best antennas in the
we had
world
the
right there.
N2MAK engineer there too, and he built a really awesome random wire.
Yep.
What was that? I was going to say, Matt. What was it that I called it? Was it the Reliance end-fed random wire bug out Mark II?
Mark II G. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a mouthful, but yes, let's go with it.
Yep.
I don't know. I took that wire down, and you don't realize how big it is until you're reeling that thing in.
We already had the discussion,
Until
Todd.
you're making a rat's nest of it?
Yeah, I was like,
brought it home, and I'm like, pulling it apart.
Hey, I kept it really neat for you. I was like, holy shit, this thing is huge.
Well, whoever stuck it in the truck, it basically just like with the bumping and everything, basically just tied it all up into a knot. And so I ended up having to uncoil it. But yeah, that's another story for another day. But
it's a lot of wire. It's a lot of wire.
It is freaking.
We didn't have a wire winder. What kind of hands are we?
We're not very good ones at that,
I brought a couple extra ones. I should have left.
Dude, that thing needed like one of those hose, like circular crank things. It's so freaking big. I mean,
that's
that thing
a lot
was
of freaking wire.
All right. Yeah. We got to get with Spool 10 on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, Greg.
I will say this: Matt's antennas, the end-fed half waves, are literally quieter than what I've played with so far. And I told him that, and I was like, "Dude, these things are quiet, and the signal's there."
That's expected out of you because you forget to bring your coax, but
Yeah, super quiet.
Hey, well, no. As the story should have went by, Mike, is I came over and I said, "Hey, did you guys check the coax?" And they're like,
No.
And I'm like, hold on. I walked over, got my double choked coax and hooked it up, and that freaking G90 tuned like within 2 seconds. So
very much so. I mean,
with good coax.
Yes. With good coax.
Yeah. Thank you, Izzo. We appreciate your refined ABR, yellow jacketed coax, which is actually kind of over there, coiled nice and neatly. So yeah, waiting for delivery soon. So it's coming.
All right, I just saw Ham Radio Duo in the chat, and I got to give a shout out to them because let me tell you. All right, so my Parachute Mobile in Huntsville, I had 16 QSOs, and I said I want to do something special for the 16 people that were my first Parachute Mobile contacts. So I used their QSL card service, and everybody has raved about how awesome the QSL cards are. It was really inexpensive. It was very affordable. Fantastic service. So just check out their service. That's all I got to say. That's such cool shit.
Yep, I agree. The card looked pretty cool. So, Oh, all right. Well, so anybody else got a fond memory they want to throw in here before we kind of dive into some of the fundraising stuff and talk about N3FJP Gate and, you know, a few other things?
The rain was fun. It wasn't bad. We had fun. Miles was swimming when his mom was away. That was great. It's like he's like, "Can I go out there?" I'm like, "Yeah, don't go too far."
Hey, Parker and Paul were out fishing.
Oh yeah,
Paul caught a fish.
Oh yeah, I got a picture of that.
Yeah. I would have saved him if he was drowning.
Yeah.
The fish or Miles?
I would have saved Miles. The fish can swim.
And then somebody told Miles that, if you keep digging right in this spot, you'll find treasure.
Yeah, he was digging there for like.
It must have been at least 1.5 feet, 2 foot wide, about 3 foot deep. The park ranger comes over. I said, he'll fill all that in. He goes, "Oh, I'm not worried about it." I was like, great.
Yeah. He's like digging more.
Yeah,
Listen, he is nothing if not persistent.
You know,
see, he's a perfect contester. Then you
See,
got to get him in the contesting circuit.
When I saw him digging there, I thought he was trying to dig a trench to get all the water out.
That's how it started.
Oh, is that how it started? Because that's what I thought he was doing. And then all of a sudden he goes, "I haven't found any treasure yet." I'm like, "I'd go dig by the beach if you're looking for treasure." Yeah.
He dug me a drainage hole, is what he did.
Dude, you know, it's funny because like Annie, who's a new club member for us, you know, in our club here locally, she can't stop raving about how it was so awesome to hang out with you in your tent, you know, for that, you know, I don't know how long she was hanging out with you, Mike, but she's a brand new ham, you know, she's a vet, and she's just like 100% like, you know, studying for her technician test and whatever, but she's just like, she comes to our Wednesday breakfast, she's like, "Dude, it's so awesome. I love hanging around. What's his name again?" I'm like, "Tortoise? You mean Mike?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah, he's a really cool guy." You know. So she goes on and on and on. So she's pretty pumped. So, you know, whatever you said.
Did she show up?
Where?
Yeah, you were in the trailer.
She hung out. You were in the trailer. She was hanging out with Tortoise the whole entire time.
She literally left a comment on one of my POTA videos. It was like, "I don't know how to reach out to you," and it was like,
She was there.
Yeah,
"Come on!" She was there, and I didn't even get to meet her.
Well, there's plenty of times, man. So you may end up testing her in October. You never know.
Yeah, she might be coming to Nearfest.
Nearfest. She will be at Nearfest
Right,
for
good.
sure. She's definitely coming.
Nice.
So, very cool. Yeah, Nearfest is going to be pretty cool, guys. You know, we have a lot of folks showing up. So, you know, definitely.
Is it the first or the second week in October?
Always
the
the
first
first.
week.
First
Always the
weekend.
first.
Yep.
It's,
First
Yeah.
weekend.
October 3rd and 4th.
But it's Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird.
Yeah, but you can
Friday's
start
the best
camping on
day.
Thursday also.
Yeah, you
I-
can.
Uh,
Early.
I probably
And I
will be
believe-
there Friday.
I believe
Okay.
somebody asked which was the better of the days to show up,
Right.
and so Friday is the day. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
clarify,
100%.
if you're not looking for gear and you're not looking for the deals, Friday is the best day to show up. Saturday is the better day to show up if you want to buy stuff.
Yeah.
And Saturday at the end is when you want to get your free shit because
Oh yeah.
Anywhere
They'll be
between,
throwing that crap away.
about
everyone's like,
10
"My
and
wife
1.
won't let me take this home. Take it, please."
Yep. Yeah,
They'll be
for
paying you to take the stuff out.
Hey, we got a 3D
Yeah,
printer last year for dirt cheap.
What'd you
No,
get?
what?
We got a 3D printer last year, really cheap. The last hour of Saturday.
No.
Yeah. Hey, Paul got his first Apple product for $5 last year.
Yeah, how
Oh,
And
I
his,
remember
and his
that.
last one.
Oh my god. You mean that
Yeah.
doorstop?
We were all blown away when he like revealed on the live stream that night. It's like, I bought an Apple product. I'm like, "What are you on, crack cocaine, my friend? Like, you've been like, you know, I hate Apple products."
Dude, it
Yeah,
was like
and the thing was completely fucking useless because it
It was.
couldn't even been fucking used because it was too old of an
It was
Apple
like-
product.
I told you to just put it away. It's a first generation iPad. It's probably going to be worth a fortune someday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I threw it out.
I was gonna say, Paul, I'll give you $5 for it at Nearfest.
There we go. Finally get to use it. Anyway, so,
I've got a shit ton of stuff that I think Tortoise is going to sell at Nearfest. So
I've got to. Oh, we got to sit down. I've got a buddy that's going to come up on Thursday. Set up where I usually set up. He's going to set up there, and then I'm going to come up on Friday morning with tables for more tables. If anybody has a couple extra tables, please bring them.
Okay.
I'll bring you a 6-footer.
Paul, why don't you put everything you want on that trailer? Bring the trailer and say all of this is for sale, including the trailer.
Including the trailer.
That's actually not a bad idea.
man. That's
make,
a grab
make an offer for everything.
And how am I gonna how am I gonna tow the trailer behind the RV?
You got plenty of plans, my friend. I have no problem towing a trailer.
Dude, I got access to a welder. We can hook you up.
Better yet, I'll just tow it for you. Simple as that. That way we're
perfect. It doesn't have a plate on it. It's not registered. It doesn't even have a VIN on it. It's a homemade fucking trailer.
Even better. But we're going to New Boston. Did you see any cops up there? There's
yes, I got pulled over when I left because
you did too. Me too.
My camper did not have a tag on it, and I said, "Sir, this vehicle is registered in Tennessee, and this is a pop-up camper. And in Tennessee, you do not need a tag on a pop-up camper." He goes,
"So how many nights did you stay?"
Back to my driver's license. I said, "Have a nice day."
He must have been a rookie. He must have been did he have a crew cut? He must have been like a rookie right out of the academy.
No, he was a really nice dude. Oh my God, he was a nice dude.
He's probably like, oh my God, I got someone to pull over. Holy shit.
Well, he said he went past. I saw him go behind. I stopped at the little bodega there, the little store, and he drove past, and I saw him, and he went up and parked.
Waiting for you.
I pulled out, and he pulled in right behind me. He goes, "I noticed you didn't have a tag on your camper." I'm like, "I don't need a tag on my camper. Thank you very much."
It's the Wombat Command Center, guys.
New Boston seen in a while.
You know what those things can do? Suck the paint off your house and give your family.
Wrong button.
Family a permanent orange afro.
Anyway, all right. Well, so let's kind of touch base on some of the kind of bigger things that happened over the weekend, because obviously we alluded to, we did live stream somewhere along the line, and definitely had its own fill of problems and issues, which we thank God overcame. Because my grouch was like ready to like jump off a cliff, I think, a couple of times. Because just like, why did the fuck this thing not working? I did this like on and on, but we worked through it.
I just totally forgot we were live streaming. Like it just never was in my mind.
I forgot half the time too.
Right? Like I don't know. We're live streaming. Oh, okay. So when that storm came, my mother was watching the live stream. And she was like freaking out and oh my God. She goes, "Did you make it? Get in cover. Get in cover. The storms are coming. The storms are coming." And she goes, "I couldn't see what was happening. It all went black."
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we cut.
I'm like, there goes our boy, dead. He died. Got blown away. Tornado came.
Died doing POTA.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be most epic. That would be the most epic POTA event. All the tornado rolls through, wipes out a whole bunch of hams. We will forever be known.
That would be so
the
bad.
24-hour POTA that never ended.
Yeah, right, exactly, or ended abruptly.
We have to put the POTA flags at half mast.
Yeah.
We might. The free and ham.
And then we all wake up. And we see the Munchkins from Munchkin Land.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And we'd be like, "God damn it, we got to get to the Wicked Witch's place to set up a radio."
Yeah.
I told you.
Kansas.
We got to go see the Wizard of Izzo.
The Wizard of Izzo. He is a wizard.
It has to be the Wizard of Izzo.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. All right. Well, so let's kind of talk a little bit around some of the stuff that we work through and was part of, like, I think the big chunk of the weekend. I mean, obviously, if you were part of the live stream and you were participating at any one given time, we appreciate you definitely being on it because it was awesome. First and foremost, if we made contact with you, and we'll get into that whole section and contacts in a bit. But with that, we were doing a fundraiser for TI. So, kind of one of the things that, near and dear to my heart and one of the things that we do in our club is that, we want to make sure that, ham radio's being, displayed and, pushed into, the schools so kids can learn about, electronics and that type of stuff and ham radio in general. And so we, as a club, we put a local teacher here in state of New Hampshire through TI, and so with that we were like, Paul, I, and Todd were thinking like, well, why don't we just do a fundraiser for TI as well? Because I think we could definitely help further that along, and I know like folks like HR2O and K Murder and all those other guys have done fundraisers, so why not? So Paul set it all up and we got going, and I have to say, like, at the very end of it, like, I was blown away because I think, with all of the donations and, for that full 24 hours, at the very end of it, we ended up raising $1,000 to give to TI. So I have to say thank you to everybody. You guys are totally awesome, for putting, into the pot and being able to just, be able to give TI $1,000 to be able to donate. And we did a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So like, I mean, we didn't really drive home the fundraiser stuff, but so you guys just, took up the mantle and started, giving, as you saw, along the way. And so there are a ton of people listed that, I will definitely, give some credit to when I'm putting together a side video, with all of that stuff. So, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, dude, it was totally awesome to see that we were able to give $1,000 to TI, and I sent that off to them earlier this week. So that's all done. So yeah, it all boils down to, all you guys, the listeners, the subscribers, everybody sticking out at 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, donating. I was sitting with Chris going like, that was a donation that just came in at 2:30 in the morning. Like I'm not coherent right now. Like, why is someone donating, kind of thing? And so like it was just mind blowing to see people just giving.
It's like, oops.
I know, right? It's like you hit the wrong button. I know, right? Exactly. So it was very,
You're
very
donating
cool
because it's 2:30 in the morning. You're there with the blanket over you. Sikapota.
In the arms of a stranger. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was just totally awesome, and just it's a testament to all you guys. I mean, obviously, you guys were definitely all part of that whole process, and providing obviously great entertainment to those that were watching at the live stream, but more so, just being part of that whole community. And it's funny because if you go back and watch the live stream videos, there's a lot of like all of us on our phones, and I felt bad, but at the same time, it's like all of us just helping out in the chat and just like kind of keeping things going. I think the one thing we didn't mention that I wanted to mention that I just triggered in my thought was we have to tell our stations, we have to put a / number after our stations, because I can't tell you how many times I would be like, I'd be on FT8 and Chris would be like next to me and he'd be like, oh, I just spotted myself. And then I'd spot after it and it would just spot the FT8 station. They're like, well, who's the sideband on? Where's the sideband on? And I spot sideband again. And then FT8 would hit the RBN again and erase that spot altogether. So it was like,
I just couldn't figure out why I just kept disappearing on it.
I know, exactly.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Okay.
And let's see, 1, 2, 3. This is my 5th Utica club. So
where's the tower? Build the tower. Show me the tower.
So what we do next year, because this is going to happen again.
It will.
Is we sell the strokes. We sell the strokes for sponsorship. So when you spot, there's an opportunity. So maybe it's LFH stroke ICOM or LFH stroke Reliance. No, just kidding. No, you get the idea.
I prefer Reliance over ICOM any day, but
if you're going to do 2 stations, a fixed amount or something, then it's like, okay. And then every time that station spots, it's going to have that in there. Just a thought.
That's a good idea. I like that idea.
Thinking out loud.
Keep
I
thinking.
like that
Mike.
idea.
Keep
Walt,
thinking.
you want to see my ham radio?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, is that a snapback hat that you're wearing?
I know, right?
Fuck you. It is.
Oh, he caught you.
Oh, damn.
Busted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that one.
It's the gayest hat ever, but it's his icon. So
Not gay.
Well, it's double gay now at this point.
If I don't hear silence, I'm going to start punching dicks.
All right. So
it's okay. My penis is okay. It's okay. my penis is okay.
That's not what she said.
Superb.
All right. So now we get on to some of the other stuff. So yeah, we're gonna have to chalk this up as like the N3F GP gate is what I'm gonna call it. I mean, we're gonna call it what a spade is a spade kind of thing. For whatever frickin' reason, we struggled hard with N3FJP, and the jury's still out. We're still trying to recover logs and do data analysis and working with the vendor to try to basically restore from backups and the all the other IT jargon. The bottom line is
I did figure out one of our issues.
Oh, and
so with N3FJP, when we were setting up the networking,
yeah,
if you remember, because I had N3FJP, because that's my logger, right? And so it was on my computer, and that's my computer was the hub. It said Shack PC,
right?
But Shack PC was the HP Elite desktop before I built my computer.
Oh.
And so what we did was we changed the name of the computer to match the name of my computer as Grouch Command, but we didn't change the name of the server to match. And so the server stayed named as Shack PC, or vice versa, however it worked, right? And so when I went to go save the log, it was like, no, you can't do that because you're trying to save it as Shack PC, and Grouch Command is the server, and you need the server to save it.
Right.
So had we from the start fixed both names, we probably wouldn't have lost the logs.
Well, we sort of
and
did.
So that's partially my fault, I will say.
Well, and so there's a couple of things. I agree with that statement and what you just, kind of done your analysis. But the other part to it is that the other PCs knew where to send the data. And so when we opened up the new file on your PC as the hub computer, that file actually has data in it. I don't know where the data is, but the file says it's like 80 gigabyte. Or like it not 80 gig, it's like 80 megabyte. 80 megabyte, I should say. Sorry, I should have another use.
I was like, that's a lot of that's more than 500 contacts.
I've got to finish this one. Yeah, so
it's the Utica talking.
Exactly. So sponsored, yeah, exactly. So there is some data somewhere. Where it wrote it, I don't know, because it makes no flipping sense that the software can function and write out 500 or 250 contacts for each of the times that it failed, and then just make them disappear. Like, they've got to be written somewhere. So I've got a couple of laptops that I'm digging through to try to figure out where there might be some temporary files and maybe, surgically, merge them in because it's a Microsoft Access database. But
hey, Eric, I bet you if you reached out, to Scott Davis, he can help you.
Already am. There's a couple of suggestions that he has provided me and that I'm trying. But the thing that we're not doing is having the PCs and Paul's PC all on the same network, kind of at the same time. So that's my next step I think we have to do to be able to see if we can just magically all of a sudden they say, oh, I see so-and-so. I see the Grouch Command machine, and, the logs magically appear.
I'm just going to do it in a polo. Ham to gay.
Well,
that's it.
I had a suggestion presented to me. if we use World Radio League and we all log into the same account from the different computers, which you can do, you can see the stats as you go along.
So I am, we'll say, at a place right now that I am entertaining new logging ideas. But I'm also looking for someone that's not Todd, I, or Paul, who would be more than willing to be able to take ownership of that for next year and come up with a rock solid solution and test the shit out of it. So no matter what, the only thing that would be the failure point was the fact that the laptop battery died, and, for whatever reason, following Mike's radio, kind of, saga, it would be, that would be the problem with one workstation versus all of the workstations. So yeah,
well, let's try it for shits and giggles. We'll set up an account that is N1LFH, and we'll go from there.
Whiskey one, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Whiskey one.
The only cool N1 people is me and Eric.
Yep, exactly. We kept it that way on purpose because
I'm an N3.
What about Mike?
Well, you are. Mike's an N3. Or N2.
N2.
Yep.
N3.
And Matt is an N3. So we're not just cool people anyway. We're a cool club.
Look,
all right.
You fuckers like to drink whiskey. It should be whiskey. W for whiskey.
Oh, right. We drink whiskey. We don't say whiskey.
Yeah.
Bourbon.
It shouldn't be N1OG. It should be whiskey 10. Oscar
That
the
would be
Garage.
weird, man. I don't think that would work at all. And actually,
go ahead.
Interesting sidebar. I'm going to sidebar really big time here. I found out that the Grouch originally on the Sesame Street side was originally orange, not green.
What?
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes, the original Grouch was orange.
Yep. He went into a swamp, ended up absorbing all of the swamp algae, and became green.
Wow, that is some Grouch lore. I did know that he was a different color. Did not know the backstory of how he became green.
There you go. So now you know.
Did you also know that today is Slimy's birthday?
Oh,
I did not.
Is it? Aw.
Yeah. The Grouch sent me an email letting me know that today was Slimy's birthday and asked me to sign Slimy's birthday card.
Wow.
nice.
Did you?
No, of course not.
Oh, it was like scram.
Buzz off. Leave me alone. All right. Well, so, for those, with the hope that we will hopefully have a contact log, we're working on it. Give us time and patience because, we're trying to do our best to be able to hopefully stitch back something. We at least know, I think, Grouch, you said on Ham Radio Clubhouse on last Tuesday, what was our final number?
517.
Okay. So not bad. I mean, we reached our goal. That was
517.
Next year, we're going for a kilo. Bands will be good.
If we go later in the month, the bands will be way better for sure.
Yep.
But
we'll get some good 10-meter action, which would be phenomenal.
Oh, dude. Yeah. 10 meters was, it was just dead air. It was bad. So,
Listen, if we didn't have to stop for 3 hours for a storm, also,
that did screw things up. Yeah. I think by the time we stopped, we were only at like 187 at that point, and that was still slow going because I figured by like mid-afternoon, when I brought the barbecue back, that we would be somewhere around 300. But it was just like I looked as I dropped the food off. I was like, "Oh, how many contacts we have?" And Mike was like, "Oh, we're only at 187." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what's wrong with you guys? Are you not doing anything?" He's like, "No, we are. That's the problem. We're fighting over one antenna."
Well, after the storm, I was looking for I'm like, where'd all the radios go? There's and there are parts in different campers. Like half was in our camper, half was in Paul's camper. I'm like, then there's wires everywhere, and I was like, is this wire even connected to anything?
Yeah.
I'm like, where'd the computers go?
Oh, it was a mess. Storms are killing ham radio.
Yep.
Yes, that's for sure, man. That's 100%. Let's figure out how we get rid of storms. So, all right. Well, so let's kind of go around. I mean, obviously we alluded to when we were talking about, getting together and stuff, you guys mentioned in the beginning some of your memories, but like, what do you guys, what parts did you guys enjoy the most? Like, I mean, of the whole, weekend in general. Anybody?
Well, you know what really amused me was how far people came to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Chris, you drove from what? Illinois?
Ohio,
Illinois, Ohio. It's all
Close
the same
enough.
to me. Matt's from Pennsylvania. But, Bob Kopp, look at this guy, first of all, we go out to dinner on Thursday. And then, I get, lucky enough to be able to drive him to and from the place. And I said, hey, I got to go to the eyeglass doctor and get my glasses. And I just had the best time talking to him about all kinds of stuff. Just on the car rides, not alone. I mean, not including, at the thing. And like, this guy flew all the way from Missouri to come hang out with us for a weekend because he watched the podcast and he liked it and he just wanted to hang out and do something different. And it was just awesome. And
it was a great excuse to get away from misery.
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Although Bob is funny because like literally that morning, Thursday, we were going to go hang out. Like Paul, I, and Todd were going to take him out to dinner, and he texted me midday, or actually Wednesday when he flew in. He's just like, dude, I didn't know you had casinos here in New Hampshire. I'm like, yeah, we have a couple in Manchester, New Hampshire. And so where his hotel was, it was literally across the street. And so he's like, I think I'm going to go to the casino. I'm like, good for you, man. Go. And so he texts me like 3 hours later. He's like, dude, I'm buying dinner for you guys tonight because I just made like $250. And I'm like, okay, sounds good, man. I'm not going to say no. So yeah, we ended up going to dinner. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So then he
pasty cousin.
So he rented a car, but he was afraid that he couldn't drive there because there'd be no space. And I said, well, where'd you leave the car? And he goes, it's at the hotel, but they don't know it's there. So, because he had to recheck into the hotel, for one more night. And then I think he went to see his friend up in Maine or something the next day. But I'm glad he left the car there because it was a fun 2 rides back. And I was afraid, like on the ride back, I'm like, how am I going to, it took me 2 trips to get all my shit here. How am I going to get all my shit back with Bob in the car? But I did a much better packing on the way back. So, Bob, thanks for the rides and the conversations and talk. Thanks for going to the eye doctor with me. And I hope you come back
and
next
thanks
year.
for dinner.
Yeah, and thanks for dinner. It was a good time. But yeah, I was shocked about how far people came. I mean, I felt like I knew Mike because we've been doing live streams for a couple of years now, but I never met him in person. A guy drives all the way out from Rochester. And those of you who aren't from the Northeast, that's a freaking drive, dude. That's not easy. And it's not a fun drive either.
New York.
No, actually, it is a good drive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. Well, the worst drive is driving, like at least Matt is not from like Pittsburgh, because if you've ever driven across Pennsylvania, that is like death. Like
Grouch did it. He loves Pennsylvania, right, Grouch?
Right? going through the mountains, like through the tunnels, like what the hell, another one?
Right.
Yeah, and it seems like it just takes forever.
New York is just as long as Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And I know exactly how you feel, Chris, because and I didn't have to drive as far across New York as you did. But when I got a couple really good friends down in Richmond, and anytime I go down to Virginia or DC, like Pennsylvania, like going through Pennsylvania, it's just like, oh my gosh, even if you're on the highway the whole time, it's just like, this is taking forever. When will I be out of this state? Come on, let's go.
Taking 90, it's like it takes forever to get to Buffalo, but you're not even all the way through New York yet.
Yep.
Yep. Takes a right turn. It's like, oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, and 90 is so terrible.
Oh, the tolls. Oh,
all the $15 and some change one way.
But yeah. All right, Chris, add 2 extra axles to that.
Right?
Oh yeah. You're done.
And it's like don't worry about paying it. We'll mail it to you. Whatever.
Oh yeah, no. If I have to go through New York towing the RV, I try so hard to avoid the major tolls because it'll go from $120 in tolls to $200+ in tolls because of the extra 2 axles that I'm towing behind me. It's freaking ridiculous. New York's definitely got New York's got their hands in my pockets.
Yeah.
They got more than their hands in your pocket.
I did not come down here just to get jerked off.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I would have liked to get jerked off.
At least reach around, right?
That would have at least made it feel worthwhile. Sorry, Shannon.
Hey, Paul, what is it? $20 is $20.
Yep. $20 is $20.
Okay, that's boy.
Mr. Bergen, do you have a massive erection?
Really?
Poor Shannon.
More water. Gonna balance this out. Anyway. All right.
For the record, Shannon and any other females that are watching, right? Listen, it is all in good fun. We mean nothing by it. It's all humor. All right.
We were nice gentlemen at the 24-hour POTA.
We were.
When he was visible, anyways.
Not in the Grouch command.
Except during the net. Except during the net.
Except when I woke him up on Saturday morning.
Did we talk about the net yet?
Don't ever take net control from Grouch. That's my takeaway.
Like seriously.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the ground?
I think.
Listen,
I think Mike said to me, he goes, "What do you think we should do?" I'm like, "I think we should give him some whiskey."
Yeah, it would really help.
He needs that.
Add fire. Add fuel to fire.
we gotta talk about the net because yes, the net was a big thing. All right. So listen, okay, I'm the type of person where if I say I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it. And I had made sure I had tested our equipment ahead of time. Everything was functioning properly. I had even talked to Tom, AC1J, on the club repeater. And he was like, yeah, we're going to make some changes, blah, 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 blah. It's going to make it better. I was like, great, because it's working perfectly right now. So that means I know I've got the net. And then we were dealing with some live stream issues. And I looked at the clock and I said, oh shit, it's 7:01. I need to go and fucking get at the radio so that I can run the net. And so I was at the radio at 7:02 and somebody else was running the net. And even though I jumped in and I said, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to do it, for some reason, I wasn't heard.
Propagation.
Everybody else was.
How it happened to be that just I wasn't heard. I don't know. But yes, so I got a little fired up. I got a little hot under the collar. And I said some things. Not that I regret anything that I said, because everything I said was 100% factual. The net does not need to start exactly at 1900 hours. If people need to wait even 5 minutes, that's okay. People can wait 5 fucking minutes. It's okay.
80-meter ramp.
So
You sounded like Dirty Harry just then.
So in the future, if the Grouch says he's going to run a net, just wait. Because I guarantee you, the Grouch will be on the net to go, good evening, Granite State Amateur Radio Association. This is N1OG with your nightly net. Woo!
You're gonna run the net for Nearfest, right?
Yeah, dude. Last Near Fest, that was the best net. I think
That was awesome.
that was an
And that was
awesome.
fun.
Yep. Go back to the live stream on Live Free and Ham for Nearfest, and you will get to the 7.200 flavor of Grouch.
Listen, I gotta say that I am the Chuck Norris of 7200 because when I get on 7200, the lids clear space for me.
They think he's a righteous dude.
All right. Well, I don't know where to go from there.
And also Winter Field Day.
Oh.
Although I will say Winter Field Day, I was absolutely shit-cocked. And
yes, you were.
it was a ton of fun. I think it was a 4-hour fucking live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
check
brutal.
that out on N1OG Grouch channel. I stayed up for all 4 hours of it. All right.
Hey, good night, Paul.
Hey, good night.
Night, Paul.
Sorry, Paul. All right. Well, so this, I guess, this is probably the best segue to go into at this point. You know, what? I'm sure because I know once we finally got back to our homes and kind of gathered our thoughts. What could we have done differently? What could we have done better? Anybody got any suggestions or anything like that?
We got to start it earlier.
Like how earlier?
Like 10.
10?
Yeah,
Oh,
like 10 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause some of us guys had to leave early, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
Because we were like all sitting around like, well, what do we do now? We're all ready to go, and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. So I think doing it. I mean, it doesn't have to be 10, maybe 11, but people after 24 hours want to get home, and people driving far just want to get out of there earlier than later. I felt really guilty when I got home because I didn't have a lot to unpack, and I was exhausted, and I just kept thinking of all you guys that are still probably driving as I'm sitting there on my
dropping trailers off.
Yeah, dropping trailers off. I'm like, wow. I'm like, and then I see Eric. Well, I'm still unloading. The stuff's still in my truck.
Yeah.
It's like, so
I literally got home and said, screw it. I'm only bringing the stuff that I know that's going to spoil into the house. Everything else is just sitting in the truck for at least 24 hours.
What I didn't understand, right, was when we were leaving, okay, Eric left before I did. And then Todd and Bob were following me. And somehow my electronic brake had come unplugged. And so I was just like smoking the fucking brakes on my trailer. So I stopped and I fixed it before I left the park. And then I left the park and I get going down the road and I look in the camera and lo and behold, who's behind me but Eric?
Nice.
And I was like, how the fuck did Eric get behind me
dude,
when he left before I did?
When I left, I went back up to the lodge to do a final checkout and a bunch of other stuff, as well as drop off a few things that they were looking for. So by the time I left, I figured I'd still be ahead of you guys. But then I'm following Grouch and I'm like, I'm smelling brake dust. I can't figure out where I'm come. And apparently, because I forgot to turn my brake controller on when I picked the trailer up the first time, and I'm going through Derry, and the hills in Derry are deep, slopes, and I'm I have to I'm watching the GPS. The GPS is oh, take a hard right, and I'm like, oh crap, and I'm on the brakes, and the trailer's pushing me forward, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should turn the trailer brakes on. That might help. And so once I did that, I was like, okay, cool. I can stop gripping the top of the steering wheel there and bending it. But yeah, it was a little lesson to learn on the way there for sure. But
I might need new brakes after visiting you guys. I was coming down the hill and I was braking all right, and I think I was a quarter of the way down, all of a sudden,
oh no, you were down to metal.
Sparks. Your wheels are lighting up.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't towed in a while for sure. That's definitely can scare the crap out of you after a while.
Chris, did you go out through Vermont, through to Brattleboro and stuff? Yeah, those freaking hills suck.
Dude, they're scary.
Like they are. We have a placement out there where the girls go, and like I refuse. I get them out of there before winter because I'm like, I am not driving over those freaking hills during the snow.
I couldn't even imagine those.
Yeah,
Like,
they have, and they even have like, yeah, they have those truck. I've seen trucks run off into those things because it's so freaking steep.
The runaway
the
lanes,
runaway.
yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you though. So, Bricker had to have gone over Hogback Mountain. Dude, Hogback is fucking beautiful.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
We stopped. I got some cheese.
What do you do in Vermont? You get some cheese.
Did you stop? Did you stop at the Mannequin?
I stopped at the one on the bottom side. There's a restaurant.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
go there.
after you come through Hogback, right? On the left hand side is Mannequin, and that is the coolest little bar pub. Like,
yeah, I didn't go there.
It's in New York. New York is almost as bad as Massachusetts, but it's in New York, but it's the coolest little stop. So if you're ever in Hoosick Falls, New York, yeah, absolutely 100% stop at the Mannequin.
I remember leaning over to Ian, and I was like, "Hey, is someone sick? Because who's sick?
Hoosick."
Exactly.
I gotta
Bad
say,
joke.
I gotta say, I called out on 5-2 a lot on those hills, getting up high. I called up out on 5-2 a lot, and the only contacts I made on 5-2 were on the thruway in New York.
That's horrible.
Oh yeah, like it was. I was like so excited when I'm like, all right, I'm calling out now, and nothing.
There's a couple guys that listen to 5-2 through Albany and Schenectady on 90.
Yeah,
that are always there. Every time I go through, I throw my call out, and they're like, "Hey, Mike, what are you doing?"
Yeah, I can't remember why I heard them. I heard a long QSO for a bit. I didn't jump in on it, but I did hear them, and there's definitely same thing out by Buffalo too. There's a lot of activity, Simplex on 5-2 there, but I was all excited. Anytime I get up high on some of those mountains and stuff, like going through Vermont, I was like, yes, I'm going to call.
It's disappointing because you get up to there, you're like 5-2 calling CQ. You know, no one's answered at all. Yep, dead air. I used to drive all the way out to Albany, and for clients and stuff. Yeah, always painful.
Yeah.
Then I went all star. Okay, so anybody else?
Suggestion? Yeah, is antenna.
Okay.
So the buddy hex. I think that maybe maybe it's a nice daytime antenna, but like for whatever station that's like hooked up to, and I think it gets to be directional. So then you got to worry about swinging the beam around or paying attention where you're pointing that thing. But I do think, like, obviously in a perfect world, like if you put up a DX commander or something like that that's omnidirectional, is going to have nice low takeoff angles. That's sweet. But the fact that we did not have and we only had one station that could go above 30 meters in the evening was not good. And
100% agreed.
And I remember Grouch and I talking for a little bit, like, about switching the, the random wire over to the digital station, which we did, and then putting the voice station on the buddy hex and aiming it towards Europe, and hopefully, in the middle of the night, 20 meters will start to open up. But like it was a struggle. Yeah. And so I think, and you can still use the buddy hex, but if you're going to do that, then you do something even as simple as just put up like a quarter wave vertical on 40 meters, because 40 meters was banging throughout the entire night on FTA. And if you can get below 7.2, you're going to get some of the DX into Europe and stuff. And that's just as simple as like a 33-foot wire on a mast. And if you just got to hit the antenna switch after dark and switch it over. But, that said, you could accomplish the same things with an end-fed halfway for 80 through 10 or something that you switch over to on a voice station, and so yeah.
So,
Shannon says, I would agree 100%, Mike. I think definitely the Hex did not perform well. I'm not that the Hex is not a decent and good antenna. It's not a great antenna, because my experience with it has always been just exactly like you described. Once you get into the night hours, you end up losing the 40 and 80 and all the other things. I would be better served two things. One, obviously what you had said with the wire antennas, but I think we should think about a log antenna too, just for receive.
Oh yeah.
On both radios, and basically being able to pick up those weak stations.
Sure.
We had plenty of space to do a log in many areas and not have any problems. So that might be something we want to think about maybe next year.
Why not just do a delta loop at that point?
Yeah, delta loops are great.
You could do that. Yeah.
Parking area. Parking and camping area. Someplace a little bit like cul-de-sac-y instead of where we can put everything around.
Oh yeah.
Or something a little bit not so restricted. Because I mean, that grass would have been great if it wasn't 2.5 feet below grade of the road. Right. That would have been great. Or maybe say, hey, before we come up, can you guys grade that parking area?
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
No, I know. But
Are we going to the same spot? Or are we thinking of another park?
Well, Todd mentioned that he was going to do a little recon.
Ooh.
Bear Brook.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
No. Stay away from Bear Brook. Bear Brook sucks.
Yeah. How about Clough?
Well, Bear Brook doesn't suck.
It sucks, dude. They gave us shit when we went there for our freaking weekend, for Support Your Parks weekend, and the Rangers were assholes.
Really?
The Rangers didn't understand what the fuck we were doing.
It doesn't matter. They didn't have to be jerks about it.
I
Sounds like
agree,
mild Spanish down here. That's what I ran into last time.
Yeah.
They didn't understand what we were doing. So like, all right. So Support Your Parks weekend last fall. That's when we went to Bear Brook. The Rangers came to my fucking campsite and they were like, dude, you had your radio going way too early in the morning and it was bothering people. And I was like, no, that wasn't fucking me, because I was fast asleep. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, but yeah, no. So the Rangers just didn't know what we were doing. Sure. And on top of that, we also had all the fucking massholes that had come up and they were partying. They were partying all fucking night long, making a shit ton of fucking noise until 2 a.m. while the rest of us were trying to sleep.
Oh, maybe hit the button.
Dude, go ahead. Hit the fucking button.
Turn down the volume, Shannon.
Fuck those massholes.
No, I agree. So, but like the other problem with Bear Brook, at least in terms of the campsite, campers are on the opposite side of the park. So like if people brought RVs, they wouldn't be able to be in the same area as the camp, tent, folks. So that's a drawback in my mind. But Todd, you said that, there's a couple other sites at Greenfield that are a little above the elevation where we were at.
Yeah, so there's other parts of the park, just not right by the lake, and it doesn't have the electricity. But there's fields where we could park that's higher up. So like if it rained, we wouldn't be like in the swamp. I mean, when I called Alec in April, we were going through like all that rain, and that whole parking lot and beach was underwater. He says you couldn't even get to it. So he says, don't worry, I have other spots. I just haven't seen those spots. So I'm going to go back out there. I'm going to activate the park. I'm going to cruise around and see if I can take some pictures of a better spot that would suit us, maybe away from Transformers, but we might lose the access to being right next to the beach and the real power from a building. And I don't know how close bathrooms would be.
There were group campsites all the way in the back.
Yeah. So,
but they were kind of far away from the bathrooms.
Yeah. So that's
we'll have to Bluff State Park.
That was the name of it, Eric. We were talking the other day. Clough.
Which one?
Remember with the
Where?
dam? We were talking.
Yeah. Okay.
That
But the problem with that one is that's like in a hole. Like the biggest problem with that one is all like surrounded by granite. So it's worse than where we were in terms of signals because we tried to activate there. 10 meters is great, but like we had struggled with 20. I mean, we were having a problem, activating.
What about
that.
going further north, like Franconia or something?
Oh, you want to go way up north? Wow.
I'm just throwing ideas out there, man.
Well, I mean,
Conway.
But look at where people already came from. They want to drive to Conway. Like you can't get there from here. It'd be like another
Conway's
2 hours.
Yeah,
and there's no easy
Can't
direction.
get there from here.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Conway's a haul. But yeah, I mean, Greenfield wasn't bad. I mean, the location could have been, because of the rain, could have been better. But if, like Todd says, there's better sites in Greenfield, then I wouldn't be, interested in checking it out. So, I mean, something to definitely consider.
Actually, I got a question for Chris. Thinking about where our location and the power lines and everything. Chris, when you had the NFED half wave up, how was the reception on that? Were you getting a lot of noise from the power lines or the transformer, especially like on 40
little.
or so? Or
I was getting a little. I wasn't. I feel like the power lines were kind of shielding me from all the other antennas on the other side.
What about the other Chris? Because
he had an NFED,
you guys had one set up too.
Yeah, we did have some noise coming through, so I
You
didn't
did?
know.
Okay. Yeah.
Random wire didn't pick that up. Weird.
Yeah, I think too, one of the things, at least when I was starting on sideband, everyone like at the 24 hours started to get on their own antennas, and it just was like, I was like, what the frick's going on here? And I'm like, turn all that shit down, take it down.
Yeah, he was 80 meter random, dude.
Yeah. I was like,
what did the Grouch do? The Grouch went around and told everybody, shut the fucking shit off.
Hey, mine wasn't going at all.
I tore mine down before the storms.
Yeah, so I think what we when we get the antenna set, when we get the antenna plan and the radio plan set up, that's just what we use and put up. Because go ahead.
Well, I've got an antenna suggestion. I've talked to Matt about it, who's over here, and I talked to Matt about it. We should,
last minute.
He's right there. No. This was before. This was even before the event.
Like 2 days before.
Okay, smart ass. What was the idea then?
It was with the multiple wires for a dipole.
Yeah, well, basically making an MVIS so we could get the local people. Just build a really quick and dirty NVIS. And I told him how to do it. I said, this would be a really good thought process. We just never did it, but put an MVIS up. You only have to go 15 feet to the peak and run them out at 45s, 90 degrees away from each other, and you got an MVIS antenna.
Yeah,
and it would work perfect off of 901.
There's a whole lot of
you want to try to work the
shit
people
with
that don't monitor 5.2?
Yeah.
So with all the hams that were there,
CQ52, CQ52, CQ52. Oh, we got AF1T. Okay. Anybody else? Oh no, only AF1T. Okay.
So yeah, just like just like for grins and giggles while we're on the live stream. Hey, any local hams in the New England area that can't get us, let's try to get them too.
I wonder if we could get Pac Monadnock special permission to drive up there, activate at the top.
Yeah, they won't.
Taking a trailer up, that would be sketchy as hell.
That would be, yeah, exactly.
Record that. Watch it. Make a video of that.
It's paved and it's not that steep.
You'll know.
Yeah, with the trailer it is. With the trailer pulling a 30-foot trailer, yeah, dude, that would be a little.
We could do all 10.
I'd be willing to bet I could get my fucking trailer to the top pack.
Oh, dude, you can get it up there, but you bringing it down.
It's another story.
All right. I got an idea then. If we can talk to the ranger there, we set up the station at the top, and I bring my Ranger, my Polaris Ranger, and we just use that as a shuttle up and down.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
It might work because, dude, that park up there, you get awesome. There's no noise. It's great. And there's
but they don't have like you can't camp overnight there though.
But you might be able to get special permission if we say we're doing this thing.
What about Temple Mountain across the street?
You can't park it. That's day use only.
Is it day use only? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like if what Todd's saying, using a vehicle as a shuttle, it's like you camp somewhere else and just bring the station. Although I guess if you're trying to do 24 hours, that's not going to work.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
not going to work, right? Yeah.
My trailer's off road, and it's small enough. We could pull that up there.
We could all sleep with you. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. The wombat, flooded wombat command center.
Yeah, we just sleep in shifts.
Dude, to be honest, if you've ever been up to PAC's parking lot is not big. So
do we get a GP medium?
There you go.
Right?
There you
We'll
go,
just put a
Paul.
GP medium up at the top, a pack, and we'll set up there. We'll leave all the fucking campers and everything in the parking lot. And we'll have a GP medium up at the top. That could work.
Screw it. Let's just do remote. Let's just put all the radios up there and we'll remote, down at the bottom. Right, let's complicate this really big time.
We'll just put a flex on the top. Flex up there.
Yeah, flex it.
Sure, Todd, it's you and I.
Put a microwave link in between.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How many feet of coax do we need?
Wait, Mike, do you have a dish?
I do not know.
So, me?
Mike, you got to get a dish. And we'll do a dish up at the top of pack.
Dude, I've got microwave at work. I just asked my boss. I said, "Hey, can we use the microwave links?"
Yeah, we'll borrow for the weekend.
Yeah.
This could get really bad fast.
We're gonna play with
back
RF
to reality now. So now that we've hamgenuity this thing to death and like really
RF
made this
around and find out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mike. All right. Now, Eric. Here's the other thing.
Ham harder.
Why don't we go to the beach? No one's there.
Fuck the beach.
No one's there. They do camping during the summer. We could
And the
probably
fire.
get permission. We can get Salty Walt to come up here. He's the expert, and we'd be perfect propagation on all the salt water.
Get the
What, like Ordeon?
Ordeon might be a place. Yeah, Ordeon's. Although Ordeon doesn't do overnight
Where do they
camping.
do the camping? Don't they? Where do they do the camping near Salisbury? Just on the other
but
side.
That's in this. That's in a place Grouch will never cross over and set.
No. The one we no. The one that we did, it was Hampton. It was like Southampton Beach or something. It had the.
Yeah.
What one was that? They camped there.
That's Hampton Beach Park.
Yeah,
Northampton State Park.
No, this was south.
That's
there's
Hampton Beach State Park.
Hampton Beach State Park. They camp there in the summer with campers, so they probably have hookups. What do you mean not that great?
I'll camp at Hampton.
That would be a perfect place, right on the beach.
It would be, although, let's look into it. My only fear is I know my mother-in-law's camped there, and they have months of pre-reservations because it's such a popular.
But no one's going to be there in October, end of September.
They are, dude. They are. They still are.
Seriously, I'm going there next Wednesday.
I guarantee.
No, if anybody's interested, I have an ocean boat for sale.
Maritime Mobile.
Yep.
Just saying.
I'm surprised you don't take that with you to Florida.
I need a squirrel clip.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't tow the ocean boat behind the fucking RV.
I see people doing dumb shit like that all the time. What are you talking about?
That's a long caravan. Man.
I'm not those people.
Will the Grouch make it? That'll be the episode.
That would make some good YouTube for sure.
Just put it on the roof.
All right.
Yeah.
So circling back to the idea of reality, anything else that we could have done better, differently? Food,
The food was
drink.
awesome.
Food was great.
Okay.
Food was
Okay.
great.
Food
Food was great.
The catering food.
We could have swapped out one of the DX10s for an ICOM 7300.
We will.
Yes,
we will just to
yes.
appease you. That's fine.
I think
You
a
know, we
a
can definitely even
star-
put a G90 in there.
like a
The
star
cook on
pattern.
Sunday morning was on point. I'm just
The
going to
what?
say. The cook
Oh,
on
the
Sunday
cooking?
morning
Yeah,
was
right.
on
Because
point.
that was literally the Grouch cooking version of, let's throw everything on the grill and get rid of it fast.
Yep.
Hey, did
Hey, it was
anybody
good,
bitch about it?
It was us.
Did anybody
What?
bitch?
No, nobody bitched, and I didn't have any, digestive issues either. So good job
Yeah, I
for
made
you,
it to
man.
Pennsylvania just
That's
fine.
good.
No stop.
Mike's quiet over there.
Yeah, Mike, what's
So-
going on,
Not,
Mike?
not a good trip to New York.
No, it was good. The food was great. Like the barbecue was good. I know that, like the boys down south will give holy hell to anything barbecue related up in the Northeast, but like the food was good, and even coming from New York, the pizza was fine. Like it's so it's like,
until the storm came and it was sitting in like
Oh, I
5
got
inches
soggy.
of water.
The soggy pizza.
yeah, but
I've
but
never- I
the
took-
pizza did go south in a hurry with
Yeah.
the storm.
Oh, yeah.
I literally took
No one
the,
saved the pizza.
I took the
All right.
pizza boxes and like I've never like rolled the pizza box with pizza in it, but I rolled it.
So disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. So, all
No,
right.
food
So,
was great.
so it sounds like catering's a big thing next year too, as well. It made it easier, obviously, for all of us.
It does. It does.
You know,
Yeah.
and definitely good.
But we did
Okay.
miss you, Eric, when you had to go get it. So
Yeah, well, I was just trying to save a little
Well,
cash because
you know-
they didn't want to drive all the way out to Greenfield. So,
But there's a barbecue place like right on 101 in down the road from my house. Why did we have to get it way out in Derry?
because they wanted over $2,200 for 20 people.
What?
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Right, exactly.
screw that.
Trust me, I would have gone to
Crap.
Smokehouse. Smokehouse was my first choice. They basically said no, we won't do any parties less than 25, and it's minimum $2,200. And
They
then
charging you by the axle?
I don't know what it was charging. Dude. I was like, and then I had another caterer that I did, that's good friends of the family and stuff like that, and he gave me the friends and family discount, but it was still $1,500. And then I was like, okay, so I found this place over in Derry, and Derry, they basically came in way better for what we got. So I was happy.
Yeah,
it was good food. Yeah, and
we should have had it door dashed.
Oh God, I can only imagine what that would have run.
Anyone order some barbecue?
So I can't tell you how many phone calls I got from people like, I'm already at the bottom of the hill. Where are you guys? I'm like, round the corner. Like, what corner? I'm like, go around the sign and continue down to like over in the far, like, because we were so far tucked back that Mike and everyone was like, dude, where are you? And I'm like, just keep going. You'll eventually, Chris was the same way.
So
I mean,
we need to have signs.
Signage. Sure.
To at least with once you get to the park, like 24-hour POTA.
Like you get to the beach and like there's this drive that kind of like
Yeah.
looks like a driveway, and it's like, do I go down that way?
Well,
I don't know.
the lady who was up at the
Check-in.
whatever it is, the office there, she's like, oh yeah, you go all the way up to the gate. If you cross the railroad tracks, you went too far. Take a right, follow that around, and it brings you right to them. I was like,
Sounds reasonable.
Yep.
I arrived at 5:30 in the morning.
well, that's your fault.
Yeah, nobody was there.
No,
We're all
I woke
asleep.
up to him out in the sky.
Yeah, I'm like, who's this dude just walking around aimlessly?
I was calling the calling frequency you guys had. Like, nothing.
Yeah.
The
Sadly,
repeater
we-
inputs and outputs are backwards. Yeah.
Were they? I didn't think they were. They were on target. I think from a radio standpoint, we definitely need to do better monitoring of the radio and that type of stuff. But, from a setup perspective, if we can find something more above ground that, is a little bit more, kind of the same layout. The layout was good. I mean, I think we could have definitely been more together instead of like linear, like in a circle kind of format.
Yeah, I think you got to have the radios, the station way off, away from the kitchen and the hangout. I mean, not too far off, but just far enough away, because you can't be cooking and trying to work and then hanging out and having conversations and people grabbing beers and the kid's like, hey, do we have any non-alc beers? Do we have any drinks for me? Any coolers have non-alcoholic stuff?
Yeah, we do. We had plenty of stuff.
And I'm like thinking to myself, like, dude, if I were you, I'd be freaking throwing those beers back and like no one would even know. Slip it in a koozie. You could have a blast.
Nobody even knows.
So Chris, he's a good boy. He was looking for the
smart man. Knows better. So yeah, I mean, I overall, I think we can definitely improve on the campsite. I think from a standpoint, if we're planning, and it sounds like I am correct in my hearing that yes, we should do this again next year. Is that right? Okay, so that's the consensus. So we'll do it again next year, but with the idea that maybe, a few others can chime in and take ownership of some of like maybe the station setup. So Grouch and I and Todd don't all have to like get everything all set up. And, I know Mike and Matt took, a huge burden off of me of dealing with the antenna stuff because I was like, the hex is the only thing going up. Anything else you can add to it later because I like,
Matt's
at least
like
I knew.
Hex, I can beat that with a random wire. God
Dude,
damn it.
I was not thinking like it was the superior antenna of the weekend.
You've got the Radio King coming, and you're like, I'm gonna put up the hex. I mean, shit. We should have just put up the buddy pole. We would have had better luck. I almost was ready to put that thing
buddy pole.
Yeah.
Are your ears out, Shannon?
Buddy pole my ass.
The camping situation around, so that like we can all set up an antenna. Then we got antennas pointing in different directions, and we can start, putting those into the mix throughout the night.
Yeah, I definitely think
with
using the space, a space like where that open field was perfect for us to set up like 4 or 5 wire antennas in different directions, and then bring a switch box and just switch off of that. That would have been sweet. For being able to have the capability of whatever station you were at, being able to select 3 or 4 antennas and get up and on the air, because I didn't expect the bands to be as crappy as they were, especially when like the weekend before everyone was like, Todd was like, oh yeah, I went on vacation during Labor Day and I got 50 contacts in 50 minutes. I'm like, wow, that's pretty promising. I mean, like, how rare is that, especially when the conditions have been the way they were. And so, yeah, when we were
hence I was in the middle of the fucking ocean.
You were. Well, I mean, where you activated it wasn't technically in the ocean, but it was like
close enough. I was surrounded. I was in a swamp. Basically.
You were in the marsh area, but it's not directly in the ocean.
By sharks.
Yeah.
See, so Shannon's not too far off, right? A 9x9 British Army Cold War command. All we need is a GP medium.
Yeah.
That's it. All we need is a GP medium.
So for us non-military folk, what the fuck is that?
All right.
I am not.
So a GP medium is a medium-sized canvas tent that is big enough that it will house all of us and our gear and everything.
It's called a general purpose medium tent.
Yep.
Yeah. So all right, I'll put it to you in a context that maybe you can understand.
And you need
so when I was in Afghanistan in 2004, right? Spring of 2004, right? Now we're early on in Afghanistan. It was all GP mediums with pallets on the floor and cots, and you could sleep 40 guys in the fucking GP medium.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if I can find one.
It's really the Grouch Army we're setting up, I think.
All right.
What? Yes, it's the Grouch Army. Yes, it's the Grouch Army. Shannon's like, I already got my shirt.
If you're not on the radio by 0200, you're in trouble.
Now I'm gonna need one with sergeant stripes, though. So
She's moving up the ranks.
Listen, Shannon, I will get you some sergeant stripes to sew on the sleeve of your t-shirt, and I'll do it for you. Yeah, I will sew it on for you.
Because what can the Grouch do? He can sew.
Fucking A right, I can. Because every Marine knows how to sew.
yeah, I mean, what happens when you gotta like sew your arm back on, right?
Yeah.
While eating crayons.
Well, even for
Come on, nobody knows that reference. That's a Three Amigos reference.
Or I'll fill you so full of lead you'll be using your dick for a pencil.
What can we do? What can the town of El Poco do? They can sew. Anyway.
Oh,
All right.
Tortoise
Tortoise
is trying to share something.
Hold on. I got to fix it.
Okay. Fix away. All right. So anything we could have done without, I guess, was one of my questions that I kind of want to throw out to you guys.
The buddy hacks.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Dude, I don't disagree.
The Transformer?
Yeah, it's only a mere $1,400. Holy shit.
Well, it's 86 a month. Isn't it?
so if we wanted, what the hell is that inside the tent? Oh, dog. I'm like,
It's a dog. Those are the free dog.
There's a lot of holes in that tent for $1,400.
It came from Afghanistan. There's bullets and mortars.
So basically what you're saying is if we actually rent a, tent that like your wedding tent that they'll set up and they'll tear down, I prefer to be what?
That'd be all right.
Okay. What are you adding to your scene? There we go.
Oh boy.
That's a little
Hey, less soggy pizza. It's in the tent. Great.
There's the background too for Grouch.
Okay, somebody zoom in on that. Why is his microphone hooked up to the guy's crotch?
That's the antenna, dude.
There's not an antenna. That's a microphone. There's a microphone that goes from the guy on the left-hand side all the way to the guy that's got his hat on
23
backwards.
centimeter one.
CQ balls on the air. CQ balls on the air. CQ balls on the air.
There's no band behind it.
Hello, AI.
That's how you put the D in DB.
Wow.
The only thing that's missing is Mike's legs.
Yeah.
There we go. Very cool. All right. Well, we could do without Mike's legs next year. I got that note. Okay.
No, that was a hit.
Maybe. All right. Okay. And then we talked about antennas. Obviously, that seemed to be the focus. Location might be a little bit different. Anything else? Shirts were good. Anything other stuff like that was kind of secondary that could improve on?
Just want to say thanks for doing everything that you guys did to get this going.
Awesome
That
job.
was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Well,
That was a
thank you.
monumental task to set all this up. Thank you.
Thanks for your thanks.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I have to give Todd and Grouch credit for doing all the stuff during the time that whole entire weekend because I felt bad because I was off doing everything else and I knew they'll figure it out.
Dude,
and lo and behold, they did it.
I sat at that freaking radio trying to work those freaking kids, and we didn't get one freaking call.
I know. Well,
why? I'm like, where'd the kids go?
So let's back up. So
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't jump for that.
Yeah, thank God you guys did. So here's the problem. So Saturday we rolled up to the 4-H fair. And the problem is our club was doing a ham radio event. And so part of it was get on the repeater and talk to, people on the repeater. So it's a scheduled kind of conversation. We didn't see kids come up until literally 1 o'clock because the fair had moved everything ahead in the schedule because they knew the rains were coming. And so when they did that, all the animal judging, all the tractor pulls and all that stuff. So everybody was literally walking by the booth the whole entire time. And it was only by 1 o'clock when they started coming back up, they were like, oh, what's this CW thing? What's this radio stuff? And so they all started talking about it. And that's when we had people. But then at that point, I left at 1 o'clock to go get food and head back to the campsite. So, I don't know if they made any more contacts. But yeah, that was kind of a faux pas on the organization.
The other thing with Greenfield is Alec is the most laid back dude you'll ever meet. He doesn't give a shit about anything. As long as we leave it clean and we don't destroy anything, he could care less. He's like, dude, whatever, come whenever. Don't worry about it. I'll leave the gate open because I'm like, hey, we got some guys coming early in the morning. He's like, I'll leave the gate. I'm not going to lock you guys in. Yeah, don't worry about it. All right.
That's. I mean, getting to Greenfield wasn't terribly that bad, especially if you came in through 101 in that area and whatnot. And for travel, I'm sure it probably wasn't bad for most of you guys, especially going through New England, New Hampshire and stuff. But the location was good. If we can get up a little higher and get maybe a little further into the month of September, we probably will get better prolongation and probably better conditions where it'll be a little drier. As I knock on wood and say a prayer, because God forbid that we get a weekend of rain that same weekend we pick.
Well,
but you know what? Even if we get a weekend of rain, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine
because we're gonna be in that big camping tent.
Oh yeah,
with
for
no holes in it.
Listen, a month.
With holes in it.
a little bit of wet and a little bit of moisture. That won't stop the ham radio from happening.
No, it doesn't.
All right. The wetter, the better.
Okay.
Shannon's got a big grin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Shannon. Next to your shirt, the wetter, the better.
Is that the new Grouch Army shirt?
The rest of the story.
And
the wetter, the better.
And listen, going later into fall might even attract more people to come because they'll get to see the foil
colors,
the leaf colors. They'll be like, oh, let's do some leaf peeping. We'll stop by 24-hour POTA.
Oh boy.
I think I missed it by a few days. It was starting to turn in Vermont. It was gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
There's a tree here, tree there. I was like, oh man, just a couple more days, I would have seen it.
It literally flips like probably in the next week. We'll start to see.
Yeah, come to Nearfest.
Yeah, it'll probably be good at Nearfest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will tell you. All right, so I'm going to Maine tomorrow to skydive. I'm gonna go to Skydive New England, SNE. I'm gonna skydive tomorrow and Friday. But yeah, 100%. Like, if we could have planned it so that the cream fall leaf peeping, right? Like, and yeah, I'll be able to jump with a camera next year because 200 jumps, dude. I'll have 200 jumps this winter. Like, yeah, and then I can jump with a camera, and we can get some awesome fucking foliage views with me making QSOs on 2 meters with everybody out at the park. That'll be awesome.
Well, Shannon, you texted, in the chat, but ultimately that was part of what was supposed to happen on Saturday. But the weather was so freaking ridiculous that he wasn't going to jump at all. And that was kind of a bummer because it is what it is. But you can't control the weather. But it would have been really cool. All the guys in the club were like, "Oh, dude, I can't wait! I haven't made a parachute mobile contact." He's like, "What's a parachute mobile contact?" I'm like, "Well, hey, come and find out."
Only a few that do it.
Yep. Those that know.
Yeah. So Paul, you're going to Skydive New England tomorrow.
Yep.
So are you going to be parachute mobile?
So I'll do the first jump straight up, and then I'm gonna jump with the new setup, which is with the FT3D Bluetoothed into my helmet. And so yeah, 100%. I will do parachute mobile tomorrow and Friday.
So FT3D, so that's a handy talkie. So you're going to be on like 2 meters, 70 centimeters.
Yeah, it'll be 14652. Yep.
Excellent.
So yeah, hit the Discord before you do it, dude. That way we can try to, maybe reach you. I don't know if we will, but it's possible.
Yeah. So
I'm driving up the Pac-Man ad now. I hear you, buddy.
In the Discord, in the Grouch group, yeah, I will post like when I have a call on my flight, and I'll say, okay, look, this is my call time. This is when I'll be up, and so that way people will have an understanding. And I'll also throw it on my Patreon too, so that way those people know.
So when are you going to try HF parachute mobile?
It's gonna take.
Well,
He's gonna take the
7300 would do that.
He's gonna take
When
the
are you
DX. He's gonna take the DX10 up there because that's the only one that's gonna be able to. He's gonna be able to receive from.
Nah, he's
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Listen, Carlos has jumped with a 7300. I don't have the bag and all the equipment that Carlos has, but Carlos has done a 7300. So I might be able to figure out a way to do the 891 with a battery and do like maybe the Reliance end fed, and I'll hang it behind me. I'll trail it behind me.
6100 or 6200.
You were looking for an FX4CR. Were you thinking about doing that?
Well, so the FX4CR, I believe I'm going to buy that off of Matt come Nearfest.
Oh.
So
you'll like it.
Bringing that up
first.
That'll be the Soda / Parachute Mobile HF antenna or a radio.
That'll be nice. 20 watts. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit better than the 705, right? With the 10 watts. So, but yeah, absolutely 100%. Like, so Lee asked, did Carlos drop the 7300? No, he did not. He dropped the 705 and the ID50 and that whole setup. Yeah. That was.
Oh,
what do you got there, Matt?
That's the 705, and look at that nice little backpack.
Let's highlight that. Let's highlight that.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, WinCamp. Okay.
WinCamp.
Oh yeah, this thing's great. Hang on. There we go.
I was wondering in the bag.
Yeah. Got the amplifier in here too.
Oh,
Actually, not the amplifier, the tuner.
So Matt's gonna bring that up to Maine, and I'll jump with that.
Hey, I am going to Maine for Nearfest.
Well, yeah, sort of, but yeah, close.
Well,
close. A couple days off.
Yeah, I mean Nearfest. I mean, I'll jump Pepperell for Nearfest.
What would be cool is if you could jump into Nearfest into that sand parking lot. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd need a whole lot of extra clearances for that. I don't anticipate that happening.
It was an idea.
Yeah, I'm not at that jump level yet.
I see where you're going there, Mike. I like your thought.
Yeah, I like it.
Keep suggesting those, guys.
I would be willing to bet by next year Nearfest, I'd be able to do that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping. So on the not that anybody wants to hear this, but my skydiving goals here is I want to get my pro rating so that I can jump into stadiums and things like that, and I want to get my tandem rating. Now the tandem rating, unfortunately, is that has to wait 3 years or another 2 years, because you got to have 3 years in the sport and you got to have your D license and a bunch of other requirements. But yeah, I mean, jumping with a radio, I can do that as long as the SNTA approves it. So. And whoever's got the awesome mechanical fucking keyboard, I love hearing that clackety clack clack clack.
That would probably be Shannon.
Not I, said the fish.
Didn't
cool.
Todd
Right.
say he wanted to be your first tandem?
Who, me?
Yeah, why not? I thought I heard you.
Dude,
say
we would need like a fucking parachute the size of a football stadium.
I
can't even go by myself. I'm so fat. I
thought Eric said he wanted to do the first tandem.
I did.
Oh,
that would be fun.
Yeah.
I'll film it.
I'll film it. What are you going to jump to?
So, I mean, we got a couple years to get there, Eric.
Hey,
we got a couple years.
Here's how we'll do it.
But
Ryan said he'd teach me how to fly. So I'll get my license. I'll fly you two up, and we'll jump you out. Perfect. Live free and
Dude.
ham, the whole thing. Pilot, tandem jump, whole thing.
How cool would it be for Ryan to fly and for me to jump out of Ryan's plane? That'd be the ultimate live free and ham, right? To like jump out of Ryan's plane and do parachute mobile and then make a comm with Ryan while he's landing.
The Gulf Stream.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the highest you can jump out of a plane at?
Well, I mean, the highest depends on the situation. I mean, we can go as high as Ryan is willing to go as long as we have oxygen.
You just got to time the edibles.
So I just because I think he cruises at like 45,000 feet.
Yeah. I mean, you need oxygen on the way down for that, but
Yeah, you're also gonna need like a fucking full winter Mount Everest suit. You know how cold it is up there.
Yeah, you'll be a positive 30.
I mean, if Ryan was willing to do oxygen up to 18,000, like we could do 18,000.
What do you
and
need?
we could jump out.
You
only need oxygen
over 10, right?
No, you need oxygen over 14.
Oh, 14.
Yeah, well, 15. But yeah, so like I mean, but once we're out of the plane, like then you don't need it, like because you're falling. So.
What do you?
I see your logic and raise you one.
So wait a minute. You need oxygen in the plane, but when you jump out, the reason you need oxygen in the plane is there's no oxygen outside the plane. You're still going to need oxygen in the while you're jumping.
No, because once you jump out, you start falling.
And you start getting into thicker oxygen.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth, Todd.
Coming at you, you're just like.
He's like, hold your breath for 5,000 feet, and then the oxygen will come too.
So, all right, listen. The way that it works. Okay, when you jump out of the plane, okay, the first 1,000 feet takes you 10 seconds, and then every 1,000 feet after that is 5.5 seconds. That's how fast you're falling. So you can go from 18 to 15 very, very quickly where you don't need oxygen during that time in free fall.
Well, you say so. He passes out. We just see him like,
just shipped my bed.
You can ship your pants. Oh, that was the time, Eric.
Yeah, well, sorry.
Yeah, you were slow on the button. That's all right.
Oh, boys, I was slow on the button.
I just shipped my pants.
Don't ever do that again.
Anyway, now that
Hey,
we're
Eric.
slowly, yes.
I just
I
wanted to
hate
say
that antenna.
I have one of your favorite antennas here.
Yeah, I hate that antenna. What do you want to do with it, Mike?
Hey, can you give me instructions for it?
Yeah, watch my video. Don't build
keep the wire.
Purchase the 40-meter version and then use the 20-meter instructions to build it. That's how I did
And
it.
remember to click like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.
Wow. And we're talking about using World Radio League. Way to go, guys.
Radio Shack. Relax.
All right. Well, I don't know where the heck to go from here at this point because, we've gone so far off on the rails there. But overall, I mean, anybody got a kind of like a, kind of summary that, anything they want to throw in the last minute of their experience with, 24-hour POTA, good, bad.
Shannon, why don't you go first?
I know.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Good idea.
No, I just had a really great time, and I'm so glad that you guys sort of welcomed me into the little group here, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I honestly kind of think like next year might be too long. Like I want to POTA with you guys
Winter POTA, 24
sooner
hours.
than that,
Oh,
It doesn't have to be 24 hours,
It
but
doesn't. Thank you.
Spring Cape Cod takeover.
having friends with you when you're doing POTA just makes it more fun.
Well,
Shannon, you are more than welcome to POTA with me anytime before I head to Florida.
All right, let's
We'll do
But
a
anytime
POTA
after
party.
that, forget
let's
it.
figure that out.
Stand by for the 9th operator. Let's get 10 of us. One park. When the guy makes one contact, we'll activate parks. How many parks can we activate with 10 of us?
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Hold on, we have 10 operators.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
Nah.
I don't know about that. Like at that point, it's like you have one operator like rambling off the 9 other calls just to get through the actual traffic of people piling up.
Hey,
But,
just remember we did that Friday night.
Oh yeah, butt to nut. Yes, I forgot about that.
Yep.
That totally escaped my mind. That was like so random, but at the same time,
He
activated the park.
He activated it 4 times.
Did he?
Because he did it on 440, 2 meters, and then he did it after 8, and he did it again.
Yeah,
So
we did.
And Parker did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
Parker
it 4. He did it 4 times in like
Yeah.
a half an hour.
Yeah, because I got the 2 on the HF, then realized, hey, we got late shifts still, so we've
Yep.
went ahead and
Dell had a really good suggestion. If there's 10 of you, just log each other, and the park is activated.
Pretty much at that point, you don't even have to put your call out there. So, yeah, I know. I mean, obviously, Chris, go ahead. Anything you want to throw last, go around here.
All right.
Sorry, Chris W8.
Yep.
The Chris at the bottom.
Chris at the bottom.
I think we lost
We'll
Parker.
work our way to the top.
Chris lost in the woods. Yes, go.
Oh, okay. So I think we lost Parker. He is gone to bed.
Somewhere in the woods. Okay.
But I just want to say thanks to everybody who made this possible. It was a really fun time. I know he enjoyed it. Paul, you killed it with the fishing pole with him, man. He had a blast, and he keeps talking about it every day. So
that's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just meeting everybody. I've met Eric, obviously, to Paul, Mike, Tortoise. I met you before, and Matt, I've seen you before. But Mike, meeting you for the first time was awesome. Chris, meeting you for the first time was good. It was awesome. Sorry, Shannon.
Just good, Chris.
So, just meeting everybody and hanging out and having a good time.
Meet me was just shit, huh, Chris?
What's your name again? I can't remember you.
I hung out with you for a long time.
Yeah.
Hey, it was early in the morning. All right, leave me alone.
I can barely remember my own name. You can barely remember the Whiskey 1 Lima Foxtrot Hotel.
Nah, I kept getting it screwed up with mine.
I know. Whiskey 8. Oh, damn it. Whiskey 1 live free. Whatever. Yeah.
Just call me back, damn it.
Call me Al. That's all it cares.
That's when those bands just took a light switch and shut off. It was crazy.
It was bad. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was definitely fun time had by all. So
I'm glad you could make it, and definitely was good to have you.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna be putting on a 24-hour down here, and I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
So I'm going this weekend to try and put the details together.
Sweet. I'll be there for sure. Mike, N2MK, how are you? What do you got last minute?
It is the people that make ham radio awesome. And at the end of the day, like if you don't have cool people to hang out with and play radio with, if you don't have cool people on the other end, the contact, what good is it, right? And it's awesome to just Bricker and Grouch were the only 2 people I think I met in person before that weekend. So it was great to see everybody. You start to build these relationships online, whether it's in the chats and discords, on the air, making contacts and stuff. But like, it's just awesome, getting together and seeing everybody. you can have awesome antennas. You can have like this Buddy Hex, and it'll only do so much. You can have these great radios like the FTDX10, right? And it's a great radio until you try to do 60 meters, and you got to. If anyone watches the live stream in the middle of the night, you'll see me watching YouTube videos trying to figure out how to take the training wheels off the ASU so I can do 60
That
meters.
was hilarious.
And Chris remembers, like, I was like, why I'm in band. He's like, you're out of band. I'm like, I'm not out of band. This is the frequency. Like, this is the channel. Like, and so I learned,
Hey, if it was an ICOM, you'd be able to get right on it, though.
Exactly.
Exactly. Blah, 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 blah.
But no,
You
at
have a better
the
receiver.
end of the day, like I said, it's the people, and and that's what makes the hobby great and stuff. And there are a lot of great people out there, and I'm real proud of the community that's being built and the friendships that are being made and everything. And so it's the people, man.
Todd, any last parting words?
Well, I kind of felt like an ass because when I saw Shannon, I said, "So, how'd you find us?" And she's like, "I was on your podcast in February." I'm like, "I'm a fucking loser."
He's not joining the Todd army.
Yeah, I'm like, I knew you looked familiar. I just couldn't put it with you. I'm getting old, Shannon. I'm the oldest one on the podcast, so you got to give me a little bit of a break. But at least I'm owning it. But anyway, it like what Mike said. It was I hadn't met. I had met Matt and Mike Tortoise, but I hadn't met Chris, and of course I know the other guys. I hadn't met the other Chris, the guy, that guy. Yeah. But and then Izzo, like I never met Izzo in person, so I was glad that I got to meet him and stuff. And it was weird because we've all been doing live streams or podcasts or whatever, or interacting. And it's like we all kind of knew each other, but just never knew each other in person.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think it was great, and I hope this thing grows and we get more and more people, and we make this an annual thing, or in Shannon's mind, biannual. But I don't know, Shannon. You might have to take the reins on the second one. But it was fun, and I was really shocked. And I told everyone at my work, I said, they go, "Oh, how was your thing?"
Yep, there was Todd and Izzo.
It was Todd and Izzo. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, but I told everyone at work, I said, I cannot believe these people like drove like 9 hours, 10 hours. They came from all over the place for this weekend camp out. And I figured especially when Eric and I talked about this, I thought Live Free and Ham was going to be like us doing a podcast and having the club listen to us. That's what I pictured in my head. And now it's like we do the Northeast thing, we do that, and then next thing you know, like I'm on Clubhouse and those guys are giving me shit, and I'm like, holy crap. I'm like people are starting to get to know us, and then people are actually coming to hang out with us. So it was awesome. And I just hope it keeps going because it really and look at I never thought I'd even try or even get interested in satellite, and then there's Mike pulling out a Yagi and I'm like, wow, I gotta look into this. This is kind of cool. So thanks everyone for coming. It was an awesome time, and I look forward to next year.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, I'll skip over me. I'll do last. And Grouch, go ahead. Any last parting comments?
Oh yeah, of course. Skip over yourself.
We'll get to me in a second. The courtesy.
Now, listen, I had a ton of fun, even though I wasn't out in the mix a whole lot. It was a great event. Of course, I had met Mike before. I'd met Chris at Nearfest last year. I had met Matt before. I had met the other Chris over in Ohio when we did the park together. I'd met Tortoise before. And I had met Izzo before. I kind of met everybody before everybody else did. But it truly was a ton of fun. I was grateful for the experience. It was a lot of work, but I feel like it was worth it. So next year, maybe not so much work on my part. I'll just show up and I'll have fun, and I'll bring the Grouch Mobile Command, and we could just do things, because this setup is set up for the ultimate of everything. And so, yeah. And maybe next year, the weather will be cooperative and we can get parachute mobile contacts in the mix.
Yeah. One more thing would be cool.
Yeah.
You're going to be doing a lot of jumps because they're like, I didn't get him. Paul, get up there. We got 5 more people. Get up there. Do it again.
Very cool. Awesome. Tortoise?
I'll just keep going.
Okay. Oh, jumping, or you got more to say?
Yeah, both. Yeah. No, because I was the guy that was added onto the podcast at the very end. When Ryan stepped away because he had to focus on flying and doing his thing, I was the guy that was invited on. And while Eric may regret it every fucking day of his life, from here on forward, now the Live Free and Ham podcast is stuck with the Grouch from New Hampshire. No matter where I may roam, New Hampshire will always be my home, and Live Free and Ham is always going to be my show. So thanks for having me. Thanks for being there. Thanks for all the supporters. And thanks for everybody that took part in this weekend.
You're just our ambassador. So your job is to go around and be our rep and ambassador to all the other cool stuff going on around the country. We'll send you on missions. Paul, we need you in Texas next week.
You're our official Live Free and Ham distributor rep. So we're gonna just send you out to all the ham fests.
Yeah.
All right. Well, from November to April, I'm gonna be in Florida for at least a couple weeks. For at least a couple weeks. In April, I'm gonna be at the Sixes Ranch in Texas. And then I will be back in Rochelle, Illinois, in the spring. And so, yeah, you can catch me there.
Very cool.
But I will always be on the Live Free and Ham podcast, no matter where the fuck I am.
You will. Thank God for the internet.
Thanks, Elon. You're my boy.
Uncle Elon.
You're my boy, Elon.
That was Uncle Elon. Damn it.
One of these days, we're going to get Elon on this podcast.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Man, what is wrong with you?
And we'll get the Grouch all liquored up, and he'll be like, "Dude, Elon, what the fuck's wrong with your internet?"
Holy man!
Hey.
Joe.
Oh,
wow!
And the sultry voice of Joe Brett.
Yes.
Okay, I set the building on fire.
Ow! That hurt. The voice, all my hard work. Anyway.
No, wait until my video comes out very, very soon for Patreon and channel members of my Huntsville parachute mobile jump, where I actually made a QSO with the one and only Joe Brett.
Nice.
Good deal. All right. Well, enough of the floor for Grouch there. Tortoise. What do you got? Last parting words.
Hey man.
Wait, I wasn't done.
Okay, ambassador.
Mr. Ambassador.
The ambassador.
So, just one parting story. It was an awesome weekend. I had a blast. I hope my audio is okay. Awesome time. Yes, we do need some more delegation to get it off of Eric and Todd and Paul's backs, so we can pass out different things and have more responsibility, because these guys busted their asses to get this done in, I think, a short window, but it was awesome. And one parting story was when I got there and I parked up and I said, "Where's Paul?" He said, "I think he's in the camper." I said, "All right." So I opened up the door. I said, "Good morning, sunshine." He walked by, flipped me off, said, "Fuck you," and kept walking.
I was there. I heard that.
I said, "Well, that was a good morning." So but yeah, short of the rain and Lake Pontchartrain, and poor Shannon got stuck in there because she didn't want to run out, and Annie, she was a blast. We're giving each other shit because I'm Army, but yes, she's a coastie. I'll just leave it at that.
Toasties.
So, but it was fun. We had a blast, and I'm all the people that I haven't met that I've talked to Chris online on Flag and Torch, Matt online, Mike online, Todd. We all the four of us we met at Nearfest, and Chris. I got to meet him up there. It was a blast, and what's cool is it was an event that we could get together and, yes, I'm just going to say personalities that are online, but we all got together and I got to meet Shannon finally because her head's always popping in and, and like, it was fun. It was a blast. We had fun and I did not leave with a hangover. So I'm very happy with that.
Very cool. All right. Well, with the lack of hangover, over to you, Matt. Any last parting words?
I'll keep it short. The Uticas were great, and it was good meeting everybody. You guys did a fantastic job. I got to admit, we got to get you more into doing the radio instead of helping set up, like Mike and everyone else was saying. But again, thank you very much for setting this up. That was a great thing, and it was fun. And hey, there's the pooch. But that's it. Pretty much had fun, and can't wait to do it next time.
Cool.
Back to net control.
All right. Roger. All right. Well, the net recognizes Chris. Bricker, go ahead.
Hey. So yeah, it was just a blast coming out and meeting everybody. I always love the eyeball QSOs. I have to find a way of taking more video at these type of events because I just have fun meeting and talking to people and nerding out. So,
true,
it was a lot of fun coming out. So
awesome.
Hey, who was the kid that was doing all the interviews?
W1BTR.
Yeah, W1BTR.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude. If you don't know about him, if I can plug him for a second here, he made a program called RadioCraft, which is a mod for Minecraft that puts radios in Minecraft, and he actually got a $22,000 grant from the ARRL to do that project for youth outreach. So he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, if you it's funny story is our start of Live Free and Ham. We were at the Hamex. We were invited to actually set up a booth there. We did our first live stream there as Live Free and Ham, and Lucas was the first guy that we bumped into. And well, it wasn't. It was fine for what the crap internet, as we all know. Hamfests have shitty internet.
Hey, but didn't we interview him later on?
We had him on separate. Yeah, he came on and talked about my RadioCraft and all the cool things he was doing in RadioCraft. And dude, he's got a bunch of other stuff. Like, I mean, the AIO board that Chris has got there. There's also, he's got an antenna that he did a co-op partnership with Matt with. So yeah, he's got his hands in a lot of stuff. He's a mass hole. Sorry. I'm an asshole, fine too.
What's his channel?
It is
Big Time Radio, I think.
Yeah. Big Time Radio.
Yep, W1BTR is his call sign. So yeah, check him out.
Wait.
He's a
Why is it that I didn't hear a whole bunch of awesomeness from Shannon?
What do you mean?
What?
At the end of the stream, right? We're all doing our thing. I didn't hear a whole bunch of awesomeness from Shannon.
Oh.
It was just kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna gloss over Shannon.
No, because I went first.
She went first. Where were you?
Go ahead. Where were you?
Yeah, but maybe she had more to say. Is my point.
Oh boy, we're circling back round two.
Hey, Mike,
Right.
can you just send Grouch another Utica? I think he needs to recharge.
This one's empty. This one's empty. I need more.
Yeah,
I need
just
more
Crush Can.
Utica Club.
Crush Can, new Utica, please. Fast, stat. Dude, you're like having the same brain fart Todd does every time we do the same flow of our script. And he's like, I thought we do this step before we do some extra with Todd. No, Todd, we've done this 17 other, 100 other episodes. Same way.
Watch Up with N1OG Now, a segment where we catch up with Paul.
You hit the wrong button too. So good job there, my friend. You meant to do this one.
It's everyone's favorite segment.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, we are not going to do an extra tonight with Todd for sure.
Hell no.
Oh, but we could. We
we're
could.
gonna do it with Chris. We could. So, but we're 3 hours into it. We're not doing a 24-hour recap. Sorry, that's not my, not my cards.
Screw the 24-hour POTA. It's going to be the something extra with Todd. 24 hours straight.
What's your aptitude now, Todd?
Going the wrong way.
You are going the wrong way, sir. I'm sorry. People do not want to hear the ASMR of something extra with Todd.
Well,
Anyway.
Eric, we got to hear
Yes.
some awesomeness from you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Eric.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I was getting there, but I appreciate the segment.
We missed
Mike.
we
Thank
missed
you.
Bricker.
No,
We
we
just
got
did-
Bricker.
Dude, where have you? Are you here tonight?
Yeah, where are you going, dude? Wow.
But Bricker wasn't done. We interrupted him.
No, he didn't. He said it was done.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Back
never
to net
mind.
control.
He sent it back to net.
Man, what is wrong with you?
It was short and sweet like Matt.
Yes. Okay. All right.
3 hours
well,
later.
Anyway, so yeah, to summarize everything, my biggest goal when we kind of did all of this planning for the 24-hour POTA was just the community aspect.
Uh-oh.
Did we just
We
lose
lost-
it?
we lost them.
A-hole.
What is happening
lost
right
you.
now?
Oh my gosh. You stop. There we go. Solved. Problem solved.
Oh! Grouch command offline.
You're just solidifying my statement earlier that I said in the the breathing trailer. It's like every day I regret this decision.
You are so welcome, my brother.
I know. I am.
Anyway,
I appreciate it.
N1JUR, go ahead.
All right. So, yeah. So it's all about, for me, was big thing was all about community. So I really wanted to make sure that, everybody who was there, we were all like just hanging out, having fun. Like, really? Do we need to go to full screen? Somebody kick Grouch off the controls.
Just roll with it.
I'm
You don't want to
trying, man.
make
I'm
it happen,
trying. Literally trying. So, fine. Whatever. Just,
man of
it's
the
Hawaiian
hour.
shirt day.
Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day.
Yes. Anyway, how about that? So my whole intention and really the end goal for the whole entire 24-hour POTA thing was the fact that we would just be able to get together, hang out, whether we made 5 contacts or 500 contacts, or we raised $1,000 or $10. My end goal was that I got to meet the guys that I talk to every day on Discord, on the radio, watch their videos, and even the folks I don't have YouTube channels that I've come across, like Chris, him and I, we connected up, doing over a local repeater in the Cape, and hit it off and became really great friends, and that's for me the biggest thing, because I prefer to have more friendships in ham radio than really, making more contacts. So it was important that we all had that connection, and we all felt comfortable, which was the best thing I thought was of the whole entire weekend. Everybody just fit in. Everybody just was themselves. There wasn't anything like that had to be played out in a different scenario. I mean, we all got to see some really cool things and be part of some really big awesome activities, ham radio, just hanging out, cracking jokes, getting to meet people face to face, like everyone said. And so I'm looking forward to it next year, because I think, that's the the thing I love most about doing ham radio, being a YouTuber, is meeting the people, hanging out, having fun, building long-term friendships. And I think that's just, what we all exemplify here with Northeast Ham Radio and just, everything else that we all do, because we just love hanging out and talking about ham radio, but more so, just being great friends and building long-term relationships that, I think is important in the hobby, because, we have a lot of lids already, and, I don't have time to deal with the lids. I ain't got time for that. And so that's, basically kind of where I sit. And, with that, I'll leave it at that. I think, overall, I appreciate all you guys that came, everybody was on the live stream, everybody that we worked. And, the fact that, we're going to do this again next year is just a testament to everybody who, was there and was a part of it. So I just thank you guys and appreciate, and I call you guys all friends. So I'll leave it at that. Y'all done there, guys? Okay. All right. So I guess with that, thank you everybody for hanging out with us for 3 hours on this live stream. It was a blast. If we worked you on the bands and we worked you during the 24-hour POTA, we will definitely make sure. Yep. See, my camera's already quit. We will, make sure we'll work our butts off to try to get that log file, what the frick is going on? Technology everywhere. I'm just going to hold this up here because, why not? Everything's melting. Screw it. We're just going to hang the hair here. So, yeah, with that, I'm just going to say, thanks again for being all on the live stream, everybody. Appreciate all of the folks, giving us, super chats, and all of the folks that won, all of the memberships. So looking forward to, what the remaining part of 2025 is for Live Free and Ham, and, going forward with, what we got in the future. So with that, we'll say 7-3, guys.
7-3.
7-3.
Crouch mobile command down by streams, lost logs, nothing slowed us down. Raise funds for teachers, turn the day around. Bad weather, tough odds, still we pulled on. Stronger when united. Live free and
This is what I live with.
You're welcome. Life wouldn't be the same without the grouch, which is why you invited me to be on the Live Free and Ham podcast to begin with.
Every day of my life, I regret that decision.